Live! What is up, everyone? This is OJ here, PlayerEssence.com, and I have a very, very special podcast going on today. I know you guys have been anticipating this one. It's been setting up. It's bigger than Batman versus Superman. I'm telling you. And we even got Wonder Woman here, Mizzah Tee. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh, I got jokes. I'm joking. Mizzah Tee is more manly than all of us here combined.
He got his suit on. Oh, yeah.
So what's up, guys? We have our NX cast. This is going to be the first one here. And I want to turn this into, I'm not even going to sit here and say regular series because that's what I said about PE Network Vidcast. And yeah, it's like every 6 months. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's regular, but I do want to have some more of these as we get more information about the Nintendo NX as long as Super Metal Dave is able to join us. But yes, we have a very special guest, and that is Super Metal Dave from Nintengen and Super Metal Dave YouTube channel fame. So Super Metal Dave, what is up, dude?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. I'm really honored to be here. Thank you.
And I am honored to have you here. I really like your videos, but I have to say something real quick. YouTube is freaking stupid sometimes. I don't know why it took me so long to find your channel. Like,
yeah, I don't know why either.
It'll pop up these idiots will pop up in my recommended list, and I'm like, I don't want to watch this crap. There will be all these stupid channels and all these stupid videos, but not, quality content like yours. So, I mean, God, YouTube. But anyway.
Hey, I appreciate that.
No problem. No, when I saw it, I was like, Super Metal Dave. I was like, I think I've heard that name before. And I clicked on it, and I'm like, why does it take me to, like, you have, 2,000 subscribers for me to find you? But, I mean, whatever. I think YouTube needs to do a better job. But anyway, that's just me complaining. And we have the one and only Mizzah Tee. You guys know him from the Mizzah Tee show. What's up, T?
Hey there, foos. Mizzah Tee here. Glad to be here. Been really busy lately, so I'm glad I had time to do this. Yeah, so let's do it.
I didn't think you'd actually have time to do it, so I'm really happy that you're here. Terminator Juice, just to let you guys know, because I wanted to have a couple more of the guys, but Terminator Juice is watching Deadpool with some friends right now, so I can't blame him because that movie looks pretty cool. And Jamie Butterworth accidentally got too close to a pan, so unfortunately he needs to go back to the refrigerator. Jimmy Butterworth is I don't know. He said he's going somewhere with his fiance or something, or no, he's married now. So yeah,
his wife.
Yeah, he's going somewhere with his wife. So you can't upset her.
Especially this close to Valentine's Day.
I know you'll be like me sleeping inside the guest bedroom, bro. I got that. I got that guest bedroom special going on for me right now, bro. All right, so enough of us just jabbering. Let's go ahead and let's get right into the topics here. We will have a Q&A session, guys, and make sure you stick through the whole show. I will be giving away some DLC codes for Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS because that version sucks. No, I'm joking. I'll be giving away my codes because I don't need it. That version.
You know what, dude? You know what, though? You're right. That version is not the one to play.
No, it's really not. I mean, it's really not. But I mean, I know there's a lot of people who do love the 3DS version. So, out of the kindness of my heart, they can have Bayonetta. I have Bayonetta. I have Corn. I have Cloud. I think. So I'll be giving those away. You guys just have to stick through, and at some point I'll give them away. If I can find some PC codes, I have a bunch of PC games that developers give me, and I just never got around to them.
I will say this: if you can be a pro player at the 3DS version, then you're doing something good because that game is, man, I'm telling you.
There was one guy. There's a guy that's a professional player right now. He's sponsored by Panda Games. His name is MVD. Mm-hmm. He was really good on the Nintendo 3DS with Duck Hunt Dog because people just could not Duck Hunt Dog is a horrible character. Yeah. But he won tournaments with Duck Hunt Dog. So I mean, people were struggling, bro.
I just want to quickly say the views expressed by Super Metal Dave and PlayerEssence do not imply anything to do with Mizzah Tee show on the 3DS version of Smash Bros.
So I guess you're a big fan of that, huh?
No, I like it. It's not.
No, I have the game too, but it's not.
No, I have it. I was playing it the other day. I was playing it on my lunch break at work. So I mean, I'll play it, but I'm just like, damn, I need a controller. I mean, I need
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the controls is the biggest issue. I said that when I first played it too. So.
Yeah, but I mean, it's whatever. I mean, it's a little bit better with the new Nintendo 3DS. At least you have that eraser nub, I guess. But I mean, whatever. But anyway, if you guys want some codes, I have some, and I'll be giving those away. So stay tuned. Thanks to all the viewers. We got about 40 people, so that's good. Let's go ahead and let's get right into it. So Super Metal Dave.
Yeah.
Nintendo. Let me close my door. I hear a beep. I have my home security on. Just a second, 1 second.
Well, thank God you don't have your fire alarm battery that's not set like these other guys are doing.
Yeah, I got it.
Throughout the double day show.
Okay, so Nintendo NX dev kits, updated leaked information. So Dave, let's go over the first one that you had, the video that you had. I think it was about a week ago, and then your most recent video. You want to go ahead and let us know what you've heard from this developer?
All right. Well, you want to hear the whole story, I guess, from the beginning?
Sure.
Well, basically, I've been doing these videos about the Nintendo NX for a while now, and I tend to get into like technical discussions on my videos. So this developer was watching, and he decided to, well, I mean, a particular topic we got into, and it wasn't related to the NX. It was related to something else, and he decided to let me know some information. And I disagreed with him, but I didn't realize that he was a developer. So basically, we got into a back and forth, and he eventually revealed who he was to me. And I was like, oh wow. And then I started asking some questions about the NX, and then he started going into more detail with me about what he did know. So basically, as a recap, that first bit of information I shared on Monday, I believe it was the 8th, the dev kits. He said that Nintendo, they have key partners they're working with that already have dev kits, the second party and third party, as we know already. But the studio that he's working for, they are currently working on a game on PC and PlayStation 4 that they would like to have the opportunity to bring to the NX, right? So, and the studio, they don't have a dev kit right now, but they want one, and they don't know the specs.
Okay.
However, they were informed of the date and time that they will be able to order the dev kits. That is where he's under a strict non-disclosure agreement. He can't reveal that information to the public or me.
Yeah.
And now he did say that Nintendo is screening early dev kit access, and the paperwork is extremely complex, and it all has to do with that NDA. I mean, Nintendo doesn't want any of this stuff to come out to the public.
Of course, yes.
And then he said that, when the NDAs are a little less binding, that he will be able to share more information later when he does, or they get a dev kit. But right now he's not able to, of course. And then the big tipper to me was that based on that time frame, it looks like the NX is going to be released at the end of this year. So that was basically the first bit of information he gave me. So it wasn't.
Can I interject? I wanted to interject real quick, just to let people know. Sorry about this. I didn't let them know about the Q&A. So if you have a question for Mizzah Tee or for Super Metal Dave or for myself, please hit the Q&A app button in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. That'll take you over, and then you just look at those little squares at the top of the page on the Google Plus page. Hit that, and then you can ask a question to any one of us here. So I just wanted to get that out there so people know, just so they can ask their questions. All right. Sorry about that, Dave. Go ahead.
Oh, so yeah. So basically, that was the first bit of information that ultimately it's going to be up to Nintendo to release the NX, right? I mean, we know how Nintendo can delay stuff. They're notorious for that. Mm. So I hope, I'm hoping they do release this thing in holiday of 2016. And so that was the first bit of information. Is there anything you want to comment about it?
Yeah, I actually wanted to, if Mizzah Tee, I have not heard Mizzah Tee's his opinion on that matter. What do you think about that information there, T?
I've been saying for a year now that NX is going to come out this year, and it was pretty much after E3 I made that strong decision that it's coming next year, based on what the lineup for the Wii U was at that point, and I think. Thinking that Nintendo, which was almost nothing, and thinking that Nintendo didn't want to do what they did with the Wii, which is kind of let the Wii die and then try to drop the Wii U. I think they want that momentum, and it's pretty decent momentum on Wii U
it's
right
good.
now. So
it's not bad. I mean, you have two.
Right.
And the thing that I'm a little skeptical about, which gets me to think that it's 2016, is that why are you releasing Zelda and Pokken in the same month? That doesn't make sense to me. But I mean,
I know.
They took to kind of rush their games out in the first half for some reason, or they're trying to.
You know what? You're right. You're right, because they could have spread that game out all the way to, like, July or something. Like, Splatoon of last year was May, and then they had Mario Maker in September. That's a big spread. So it'd be like releasing a Splatoon in March and then in April Mario Maker. It doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're releasing Pokken, Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess HD, and Star Fox. Well, it might get delayed, but for right now, Star Fox, in a month and a half's time, about a month's time. I mean, it's March.
And
like,
granted,
so
those are all very different games. It's not like releasing
Yeah.
Yoshi Woolly World in a month after what was it, Mario Maker. So they're very different games. So, as far as Pokken and Zelda: Twilight Princess, for sure.
That's true. Star Fox, Pokken, and Zelda are very different games. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good, month stretch right there.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I mean, are we really complaining about that?
Yeah, that's not. I mean, I'll complain about Star Fox's motion controls, but the concept of the game is it's Star Fox. I mean, that's okay. I've had my issue is just the motion controls and the graphics, but the actual game, Star Fox is cool,
Yeah.
Yeah, and leading up to E3, that's a great lineup for Wii U. But after that, they have nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing there.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and let's get into the next part of your the next information that you heard.
Yeah, so this came to me later in the week, and I posted it yesterday on my site and on my YouTube channel. So the developer contacted me and said that his Nintendo account manager informed them that Unreal Engine 4 will be available on dev kits basically on day one, and Unity, like the latest version of Unity and Unreal Engine 4. So developers can start making their games using this engine. And he said that was great news to him and his studio, because their game, which I was shown, I know what their game is. It runs on Unreal Engine 4 and looks really, really good graphically. So that was great information from him on that. Now, and he said that let me see here. Well, yeah, he said it's very promising news, and he's happy that Nintendo is taking the initiative on that. So as far as him getting dev kits, they're still waiting to hear, but it looks like in the next week or so, he should hear some more information on if they'll get an actual dev kit or if they'll get the software development kit only to make their games on a PC without having the actual hardware. But he did say that
the SDK, right?
Yeah. He did say the dev kits are very, very limited in supply right now. So most developers at this stage will get an SDK and not the actual hardware itself of the NX. So that's what he was told. Now, I did talk to him today because I told him what's going on, and I'm going to be on this show, and so I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get him into any trouble. And I also been posting on NeoGAF, and you know how they are in NeoGAF, man. They're out to get you. If you are posting false information, you're banned. You're done.
I don't post nothing on there. I got an account and I'm approved, but I don't post none of my stuff on there.
Well, I took that chance because I've been a reliable source in the past. I posted the information from the guy from the Wall Street Journal, Mucci, his name, about the possible tech demo running on NX by developers who were said to them that it was extremely impressive graphically back then, and that was directly from him. So I didn't have any problem posting on NeoGAF, and the developer has provided me with proof that exactly who he is, who he works for. I have the actual email now today. This is new information, but he actually sent me the email from Nintendo themselves, encrypted. I had seen for myself that Nintendo has approved them for development, not for NX, but they are for Wii U and the other systems.
Okay. So, I mean, that's definitely encouraging news. I mean, that's what you want to hear. You want to hear that it's going to be different. But, there's a lot of talk out there. I just kind of want to get into a little bit of a side topic off this. There's a lot of talk out there that people don't think, I guess not people, but there's just the dedicated Nintendo fans that are like, nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same as the Wii U. Developers said the same thing and stuff like that. But, I mean, I just want to correct the people that say that just for a little bit, because the Wii U was not the same thing, actually. And if you actually go back and look at some of those articles, because they're actually readily available, a lot of developers actually said negative things about the Wii U leading up to its launch. There was even developers that were working on Wii U. For instance, the developer that was on Samurai, what's that launch game? I know T knows. The Samurai, it's like a Dynasty Warriors, but it was a Samurai. what was it? Was it Dynasty Warriors for the Wii U at launch? But yeah, there was a Dynasty Warriors type game.
There was some game that released in January of 2013 that was having a problem with the frame rate.
Yeah,
I forgot what it was called though.
But even before then, the developer was like, this system, it's not very fast for us to do. Like, he was working on it and it was complaining about the system. There were multiple developers complaining about the system before the system launched. Like, well before the system launched.
The Tekken guys you're talking about?
Tekken?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Tekken developer was like, this isn't great. I mean, they did a good job with the port, but he was like, this isn't much more, and like, it's hard for us to work with this like in the amount of time. There was lots of developers.
CPU that, yeah.
So I mean, it's not the same. Like, people just say, it's the same thing. Developers were all positive. No, it wasn't. It was actually completely different. There was like the only developers that were positive were developers that Nintendo actually like paid like or had like some type of deals with. So of course Sega with Sonic, and there was Ubisoft was because Nintendo did a deal with them as far as Zombie U and as far as like some of their early third-party games. So obviously they're going to be happy about it. They're not going to say anything wrong with the system. But other than that, other developers, I mean, like what's that developer? Bethesda. They were just like, like I remember that episode on Game Trailers. They were just like, no, we don't want to develop on this system. Like Nintendo has to talk to us first. We're looking at it, and the system's just like meh. So I mean. It is not the same, guys. I just want to let you guys know that. It is definitely not the same because there were many developers that were before and after the Wii U launch were just saying no after looking at the spec sheet. So it's different. Please, if we can refrain. There we go. Hyper Warriors Orochi 3. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
That's the developer who was openly saying the system sucks while he was working on it.
That's how you sell your product, guys.
Well, at least the CPU. I mean, even Ubisoft. That was a funny thing. Even Ubisoft with Watch Dogs was like, we gotta hand this off to another team. Like this CPU, bro. I mean, and I think the one thing that you have to realize is like, look, guys, like Nintendo knows how to develop on their own proprietary hardware and everything. A lot of other developers just, I want to say that they're not as talented as Nintendo.
Ubisoft is kind of hogwash. When you're making games on 360 and PS3, the same game, then you can't. Wii U can at least do that. Like,
from what I'm hearing, from what I've heard, maybe Dave can put some more background behind this. From what I'm hearing, is that the developers who have issues with the Wii U, it's more of a time constraint since the architecture is.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with that.
It's a time and money thing. It's like, okay, well, if we employ this many people to work on it, what's our investment? And they're just being, when it comes to Nintendo, they're just being a bit stingy. Yeah. It's not that they can't do a quality port, they can't get it up to running. It's just it takes more time and effort. And I actually had Shinin confirm that, they've actually said out in open, they've actually talked a bit more about that. And they said, well, you can't just, vanilla port, you got to work on a Wii U game. You got to work on a Wii U port. You can't just, just do it real quick, Yeah.
My only problem with that was that, like, when you do that, when you hand it off to another studio or whatever to do it, and it's not that great of a, job done, and then you put that out, I mean, you're not helping yourselves by doing that. You might as well not even make the game because if you're going to come out 6 months later and it's going to be, like, worse than even
and
they ended up
they ended up doing that. They ended up just not making any games for Wii U. But I mean, the thing, it takes two to tango. Like it's both. It's everyone's fault. It's not. And I hear a lot of people just blaming third parties. I hear a lot of people just blaming Nintendo. It's not just Nintendo's fault. It's not just third parties' fault. It's both of their faults. Nintendo for making a system like that, and third parties for putting piss poor effort or putting 15 developers to make Assassin's Creed, and the game runs in 15 frames per second. 1 frame per developer. So I mean, if you're gonna do stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Those are the results. You can't complain about the sales.
You use the gamepad like you've been touting all this time about how the gamepad or the Wii U version was the the version you were making the game for. And the game comes out. I mean, that's a total lie. Like, that is a straight up lie. Like,
what do you want them to say?
Be mad about it.
What do you want them to say? This was made from our C tier developers.
We have this amazing version of Watch Dogs. Yeah,
this
running
is
on the
before,
gamepad.
Yeah, this is before like the delay and all that stuff. This is way before this. They were saying that they were using the gamepad as a
something special.
Like, yeah, something special. Like it was a starting point.
As a map.
Right, as a map.
As a map that had no other functionality. What's back, guys?
This is terrible.
Well, I mean, not everyone can make,
Don't tell that lie, and then nobody will be upset with you. Like,
look, you gotta lie sometimes to play the game.
and that delay really helped development a lot on that game.
Oh yeah, totally.
You guys want the game running at 3 frames per second or 50? If they would have asked it at launch, it would have been 4 frames per second, dude. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
You guys want 15 or 4? Come on, you can't be greedy here. Come on.
Oh man.
All right, so let's.
Hey, wait, I was going to say something though about that whole thing is that if you took a look at the actual third-party support of the Wii U, it was there at the start, kind of like, but then the majority of that, I did a video on this on my channel, but the majority of that stuff, they jumped ship at the end of 2013. But EA was gone right off the bat. They were gone right away. Like, they released their couple ports and they were gone. So the rumor behind EA was that, they already had their ship had sailed even before the Wii U was launched. They had their crap ports, they were done. Mass Effect 3 and then Madden at launch, and then they had the Need for Speed.
Madden 12.5.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then they had
I was gonna buy Madden. Then they're like, no Infinity Engine, and that's when I did that Homer Simpson, where I came out and then I went right back into those trees. That's when I was like about to go to the store and I was like, what? And I just went right into those. That's what EA did. We both did it at the same time.
You walked right out the store, huh?
Just went in, took off my coat, my hat, and then went right back.
Yeah, Grandpa Simpson, baby.
Grandpa Simpson, when I saw that, I heard that news. Like, all right, I'm out.
And don't tell me the Wii U couldn't run that. Give me a break.
Yeah, I mean, everybody left the Wii U. I mean, Nintendo did the same thing. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Nintendo's like, hey, we got 3DS. Everybody want to play some 3DS?
And then you see a game like Xenoblade Chronicles X. No, I don't think so. That's ridiculous.
They were butthurt about the whole online infrastructure thing. They wanted to run it, Origin and all that stuff, and that's
I've heard a lot of stuff with EA. I mean, there's obviously the rumors out there, but I've talked to a few people and stuff like that. And really, with EA, I mean, it's just kind of there's not a lot of respect there, in my opinion. There's not
nothing
a lot of
new. I mean, this is like GameCube, going back to GameCube, going to the N64.
There's just, I mean, EA's has been a little upset with Nintendo since the GameCube era. They really wanted Nintendo to go on, online back then. They were pushing Nintendo to go online, and Nintendo said no with the GameCube. And then when the Wii came out, they have online, but the Wii's online was not very good. I mean, friend codes and stuff like that. And then the Wii U comes out, and then again the online infrastructure and is EA's just like, you're killing me. EA's been like, we're trying to tell you for the past 15 years.
We want to be able to download our patches and all this stuff.
Well, exactly.
They want their DLC in there, pre-baked, man.
Yeah. Well, that's what they want. And they also want better, user. They feel that their fan base wants to be able to connect very easily in online systems. I mean, it's a full encompassing thing. Yeah. It's for DLC and stuff like that, but it's also because they want a system that's more and they want.
They have an argument. I'm not completely dismissing the argument. They have an argument.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, it's both people's fault. It's everyone's fault. It's my fault.
How is it your fault?
Well,
what did you do?
It's my fault for not getting more mad at Nintendo after the Wii era.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, well, maybe they should improve online a bit. No.
To be honest with you guys, I was done with motion controls in 2010 when they released Donkey Kong Country Returns and they forced that waggle to make you jump. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Give me something. At least give me the option to play the game with the normal controller.
That was bad.
Side scroller.
That was really bad. That was actually.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because people at E3 told Retro Nintendo, can you give us the option? Like when they were asking because when you go to E3, I don't know if you guys have been. Yeah, I don't know if either one of you have been. But when you're talking to you can talk to the developers. There are people that are going to work on the localization for the game. They'll ask you questions. They asked us questions for Splatoon. They usually don't end up listening to us, but they'll ask you questions. And everybody in that line, everybody there said, "Can you give us regular controls?" And Retro heard it. Yeah, and they didn't do it. So, then they
I mean,
just said,
that's
we're
the
getting-
country special. I mean,
So,
there's
I mean,
no-
pounding the controller down is fine, if you want to do
Yeah.
the whole, bongo thing. But give us the option to at least push a button too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the number 2 thing here. So that's Nintendo NX. Any of the rumored info that you're excited about? This is confirmed or unconfirmed. So, Mizzah Tee, I want to start with you. What do you feel is the most exciting thing as far as the NX goes, or confirmed or unconfirmed that you've seen?
Has there been confirmed things?
Stuff that, like, for instance, like you can kind of, like, I guess, loosely confirm it that Nintendo wants to make our architecture across multiple devices. I mean, Iwata said this. He says, the next time that we make our system, it's going to be multiple, like it's going to have a shared architecture. So I mean, stuff like that.
Okay. Well, that's basically what I'm most excited about is the belief that it's going to be some of the hybrid thing. You have a handheld system, and you have the console, and obviously if you get the console version, you get all the bells and whistles as far as graphically and frame rate and all that stuff, and you'll be able to basically cross play with the handheld device, and I just think that to me is pretty cool. The thing that bothers me with rumors sometimes is I don't really pay as much attention to them anymore as I used to, like, say, 10 years ago, is every time a rumor comes out, and I'll take this from Terminator Juice, he said this, and it was makes a lot of sense. Every time a rumor comes out for NX, it's a completely different system. Like, every time something comes out, oh, it's more powerful. No, it's less powerful. And then people get up and down about that. And to me, that's what I don't like about rumors. It's when people get upset about rumors when there's no confirmation, and it completely changes from the last rumor, and you forget that last rumor when the new rumor comes out, and people get upset or excited all over again. So,
Yeah.
But for me, I think that's the thing, because Iwata did say that. That's what I was most excited about, is being able to do that, and the main reason for that to me is that you won't have the droughts, because a game comes out for the handheld NX, it'll also be coming out for the console NX, and that way, they won't be like they were on the 3DS versus Wii U. So that's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, I'm actually the most excited about something similar to that, but it'd be My Nintendo and how it.
Oh yeah, My Nintendo.
That's confirmed. So we do know that it's going to be confirmed with PC, smartphones, tablets, Wii U, 3DS, and Nintendo NX. So that's probably what I'm most excited about, their whole rewards program and what they're going to do with that and how it intertwines with NX and what we'll be able to get because of that. So that's probably what I'm most excited about. What about you, Dave?
Well, for me, I'm most excited about the controller. Nintendo always innovates with their controllers, and from all the patents I've seen, I'm really interested in seeing what they'll do with those scrollable, like, mouse buttons on the triggers there. I think that could add some innovation to first-person shooter type games and RPGs and things like that. Of course, that's just a rumor. Of course, the patent, is patented by Nintendo. So I'm really excited to see what they do with the controller. And as far as the system is concerned, I really do think that it has a solid chance of being, at least on par with PS4 or more powerful, according to what the Wall Street Journal reported. I don't know how many times I've argued back and forth with guys on NeoGAF and what have you about what does industry-leading specs mean. Oh, look, it means it means it's for a cell phone. Don't you know that? Nintendo's not going to try it for anything good, right? No, but they said specifically in relation to the competition, which is for consoles. So I see that as being a system that is on par or more powerful. So I'm looking forward to having the best ports. At least until the next, generation, PS5, Xbox 2, or whatever you want to call it, and also some innovation with the controller that sets it apart from those systems to make it so when you buy an NX console, you get the best version of it, and you have something unique. Now, the argument from the PS4 or people already have those systems, they say, well, why on earth would I buy an NX version if I already have it on PS4? Well, the reason is because you buy it for the Nintendo exclusives first, right? And then once you have that system, you're going to want to buy the third-party games too, because they're going to be the best version. So I don't see why there would be any stop, or question of why you wouldn't want to buy the NX version if it is the best.
That was the thing about, like, as far as like you said, if it is the best, but that was the thing that people thought, like, the Wii U was going to do. But I just, Nintendo was still, in my opinion, Nintendo was still targeting that largely casual crowd, you know.
Yeah, screwed up. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they launched the system, instead of launching with like cool stuff that would attract, like instead of launching with like F-Zero or a Metroid or something like that, I mean they're launching with New Super Mario Bros. And Nintendo Land, and and so then I think that just turned off a lot of people just straight off right out the bat,
Yeah.
Like, that just really just like what New Super Mario Bros. Like, so.
That was the fourth game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those. I mean, I guess I can understand why, but I do think that when you make a system, which Nintendo knows this, when you make a system, like you need to bring software that's going to really push that system. And if you're going to have this complicated-looking tablet controller, I don't know if 2D platformers is the best thing to launch at the very beginning, or basic, like Nintendo Land-looking games. Although Nintendo Land is cool, it's just missing online play. I'm just not sure if that's like, I mean, maybe they're trying to go for the iPad crew, or I don't know. But yeah, hopefully with this system, I think at this point they had to have learned their lesson, right? I mean,
I feel like Wii U was the enigma, though, right? Like it was the first console they didn't launch with a major game, like. Because I think a lot of that had to do with what we were talking about earlier is with the third-party partnership they had going into the Wii U. And so maybe they just didn't put those games out. We're like, well, we get all these games from third-party. We don't want to step on their toes. Let's let their games breathe a little bit. And by the time all that fell through, well, they couldn't just throw out a game in 6 months. They had to. It took time to get 3D World out. So I think with Wii U, it was just that was the difference. Because we didn't have that problem on Wii. There were major games at launch. We didn't have the problem on GameCube or N64. So I think the Wii U was kind of an enigma in that aspect.
Yeah, it was tough for them because there was just like this uncertainty, I guess, with the third-party games. Like you have confirmation of these third-party games, but how well do you think did Nintendo know that all of them were going to be, that? But then they also have to look at it from their point of view, or from like, Nintendo has to look at it and say, okay, well, we're getting a lot of old ports. So is that going to be something that people are going to be?
No, I meant the games that like EA pulled back, like just all right. These games like Army of Two. This stuff was supposed to be coming out, and then Colonial Marines wasn't going to be a late port.
Yeah.
Crisis 3.
Crisis 3. Like all those are pretty big titles. They were like, well, let these guys breathe, and we'll come out with our stuff next year. And I think when all that fell apart, they were just left with the holding the controller, and they just were screwed at that point. So
when I saw E3 2012, I knew they weren't putting their best foot forward, because Reggie came out and said, "Hey, everyone's been asking for a Mario game on a Nintendo console when it launches, and here you go. Here's our Mario game."
Yeah.
We
knew at that moment.
I was like, "No, dude, you're joking."
See, that's why I got mad when people were doing that. When people just said, "We want Mario at launch," I'm like, "Man, y'all stop there. We're gonna get Mario is missing, bro. Like, just we want a Mario game at launch. Stop saying that. That's such a blanket term, Like, stop saying that crap.
Well, apparently we're gonna get
Galaxy, one, or something.
We're gonna get one this time, I think. Apparently, so.
Well, yeah. I think we're definitely going to get some type of huge 3D.
I want a real Mario game. I mean, come on, man. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Where's Mario 64 2, man? Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would actually be really awesome. I think
I'll take Mario 64 DD.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and we're going to go into this next topic here, and that's going to be, of course, Nintendo NX Focus. So, anything you personally want to see? This is something that could be in a patent, not in a patent yet, or something that you haven't mentioned yet. Anything you personally want to see in the Nintendo NX or have them do? It can be anything as far as system features wise. Just what do you feel that you like the one thing that you want to see the most in there? Let's go ahead, Dave. Let's start with you.
The one thing I want to see the most in the NX?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, there's lots of things though. I don't know.
What one thing stands out?
One thing stands out. I want it to have the best versions of the third-party games. Is what I want. That's the main thing that I want. And of course, that comes with having Nintendo putting out their best games as well. I want it to have the best games of all the competition. I think Nintendo and the Nintendo fans who've been around waiting since the GameCube, we deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, T, what about you? What's the one thing that you really want to see from Nintendo NX? Something that you really want?
A Metroid game. I mean, come on.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
We need a straight up big Metroid game. I did a video on you know, some things that you can add to make it more appealing to the
Metroid must
masses.
die! He's trying to kill this man.
Yeah, what was that?
Metroid.
Nice.
A little
man's trying to
bombastic
kill
in the
Metroid.
titling, but
I got destroyed when I said the same thing, so everybody was all nice to you. They were like, oh, screw you, Francis. Like, everybody was all nice to you. It was, oh, yeah, that makes sense, T. To me,
well, I mean, I think because they didn't get on me as much. They did get on me a little bit, but they didn't get on me as much because I did preface by saying these are not things that I actually want in a Metroid game. These are just things that I think would help it sell better. And that's what I was, you know, that was my thing. I wish Metroid would sell great the way it is, but I realize it's not going to. So that's what I was saying. I was saying these are things that I would like to see added because I want it to sell better. And you know, the core of Metroid is probably not going to change regardless of the things are added or not. It'll just bring in, you know, more people because it'll be more appealing, you know.
I agree.
Yeah, you know what I hate that developers do is that they change the game based on sales only, and if you change something like Metroid to something completely different, then you got, you know, what, Federation Force, right, or something like that looks like something totally different, and then you got the core fan base who totally hates it, and then nobody's happy. So I think they should stick with what
you know,
Metroid.
Federation Force is not a mainline Metroid game. It is a side kind of deal. It's kind of like a Metroid pinball, or even like Hunters. It was a different kind of game. It wasn't a traditional like Metroid game. So I have no problem with them doing that.
I just think Metroid Federation Force is stupid. That's what I think. It's just a bad.
I'm not going to tell you why.
Idea. Yeah.
So did the 100,000 dislikes on that video too.
It was just a bad idea. It's like, okay, everyone, Metroid has been gone for years, and here you go. Chibi Metroid. Online, no voice chat, no communication.
Slap your face. Yeah.
Friend codes. Here you go. It's like, no, like it looks so bad. Like
you're gonna get killed. You're gonna get killed.
Sorry.
Stop.
I'm sorry, man. Like the graphics. Look. Metroid.
Well, you know what? You're right though. The graphics. What was it? Green, purple, red, orange. Get out of here.
It's a bunch of generic looking dudes with different color visors.
I mean, they just rolled it out so terribly by putting out the
stupid little
ball blast.
It just reminds me of the Kevin Butler guy going pew pew.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get killed for this.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe to resubscribe.
That's not us. It's OJ.
It's me, but I just can't. They gotta fix that game, bro. They gotta fix it.
You know, I forgot the name of the guy. Who's the name of the guy who's who works for Nintendo, who's making that game at E3? He said, like, you know, I wish people would actually play my game first before, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Tanabe?
Yeah, I think that was him.
Yeah, Tanabe, yeah.
Yeah, he's the Metroid guy. But
and by the way, he hasn't made a bad Metroid game, so let's just throw that out there as well.
Is this a Metroid game, or is this?
Yeah, it's in the Metroid world.
Are you sure this? Because you know Nintendo does do game concepts first, then put a franchise to it. So was this just the new IP? Then you said, "Hey, we've got an idea."
I mean, that is questionable.
Let's make it Metroid because this is. I mean. I would like them to see do Hunters. Like, if you're going to do Metroid like this, then why don't you do Hunters? Why don't you do Metroid Hunters 2? And then you have those characters. They have their own special abilities and all that. Why don't you do Hunters 2? Why do you do generic Federation Force looking dudes? I mean, you say
just make it Blast Ball by itself. Forget about the rest of the game.
You say you want to expand the Metroid universe. Well, you know what? A Metroid Hunters 2 would expand the Metroid universe just fine. You know,
I would be way happier about it. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game, but I'd be happier about it if it looked like an evolution of Hunters. I would definitely be happy.
And I also would have liked to see it across, like, it can still be a smaller game, but I would have also liked to see it be like cross-play with Wii U. Make a nicer, like high-res version of it on Wii U. I would have liked to see it, and maybe just a downloadable title, like a $29.99, and then make it cross-buy. I would have liked to see that. And I think if they did that, then even if it was in the state that it was in, I think it wouldn't have. It would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been as bad, maybe.
It still would have been bad because people would have wanted a Metroid.
Yeah, it still would have been bad. But you know what's good, guys? You know what's good? I have a Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS code to give away. Oh yes, I do, and this that's really good.
Congratulations, anybody.
I will be. I'm just gonna say it. So you're gonna have to write it down or something.
Boot up your 3DSs and get ready to put it in, because writing it down is not gonna help.
Boot up your 3DS. If you have a new Nintendo 3DS, you're gonna be helped out because you can get there faster.
That's right.
So
Make sure you boot it up now if you have the old one.
Boot it up. This is for Corrin. This is for Corrin and for Bayonetta, and it's like the whole bundle. It's like the whole shebang. So here you go, guys. BOJ520TL5G60FSWL. I will repeat that again. BOJ520TL5G60FSWL. Super Smash Bros. Code for you guys. Go enjoy it. Have fun. Play on your lunch break. Play with your friends. So, that's the code. That's the giveaway. I have another one, and I might give that one away if I feel like it. So, we're going to move on to the next thing here. And that is actually a comment that I saw on on Dave's channel. Now, I don't know if this is... Let's just get all our salt shakers, guys.
I know what you're talking about. I know.
Yes, and yeah. I have to bring this up. I have to bring this up, not because I think it's real, but just because I want to hear you guys' opinion on it. That's it. You know. So this is a comment on Super Metal Dave's channel. So this is. I'm not gonna say the person's name or anything. I'm just gonna read a comment that somebody wrote. He said, "Those NDAs are extremely strict. I know a lot about what the NX is about, but I can't say anything about what the NX is." Or what is being developed. All I can say is that it's awesome piece of hardware, and it's nothing like anything that's around right now. I was told by developers to pay attention to the patents and connect the dots. I like connect the dots. That's a fun game. I can say the NX is going to be a console that's developed like the old SNES days. Oh, I'm about to faint. Days with unique hardware and the best gameplay of any console. I was also hinted by someone saying games are getting so large in modern times that even hard drives are having issues when it comes to memory, which can mean many things. I don't even know what that means at all. However, I stick to the patents and sources that I've heard. Knowing developers is something I need if I want to get into the... Okay, so then he goes off into other stuff anyway. So yeah, what do you make of this comment, Dave? This was on your channel.
Well, you know, he could have made that up, you know, no problem, you know, just by following the patents. But if he's telling the truth, that's fine. You know, that's what we're all hoping for. We're all hoping for a Super Nintendo Entertainment Center System Part 2, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think everybody's
third-party support, great graphics, great controller, you know, all the exclusives, you know, all that good stuff.
Yes, that's what we all want. We all want that desperately. I know I want that more. Super Nintendo is my favorite Nintendo system of all time. I absolutely endear.
That's why my name is Super Metal Dave 64. Super Nintendo and the 64 are my two favorite systems.
Mm-hmm. So, and I know T, your favorite is the 64, right?
64, yeah.
Yeah, my favorite Super Nintendo. I still think Chrono Trigger is the greatest game of all time. I think the Super Nintendo was the first era for me where it was like the world's like, you know how open world is the big craze, you know, at this point. But the Super Nintendo introduced those first early open world games, if you're going to call them that, like Chrono Trigger, Secret of Evermore, Final Fantasy, you know, all those games. I mean, there's some of them on Nintendo too with Final Fantasy stuff, but they didn't get to that point to where it was like, oh my gosh, look at this world, look at what you can do, look at how good it looks. That was a Super Nintendo to me. Like Secret of Mana was just like, whoa, like I can play multiplayer RPG with my friends, like right there, like with the multi-tap. Like it was, I had never done that with, like, me and my brother. We would stay up all night playing games like that, and I think that was the first era for me where I just truly felt that like gaming is what I'm going to do forever.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though. That's why I chose 64. It just edged out SNES for me, was because I was making my own money. I can actually go buy my own games instead of waiting for auntie or grandma or mom to buy a game. And that was the era when I could do that, and I was just buying my own games, and I was just a lot more. That's when I realized that I was a gamer. For me, you know, it's like I'm going to be doing this a while. So.
Yeah, same for me. When I first played NES when I was 5 years old in 1985, I was like, that's it. I'm done.
This is life. This is life, dude. For the next, 80, 70, 80, 90 years, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah, I played Atari before that, and it wasn't that great, but I mean, it was okay.
It was okay.
It was cool.
I played. I literally woke up. My earliest memory, and I'm not joking, guys. This is not just for podcast. My earliest memory is Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle when I lived in Oregon with my brother, telling me that I suck. Telling me like, Francis, you need to do this. Francis, go here. Go, do this. That was my earliest memory in the late. I mean, it was like when I was 2 years old. This was like 1989-ish, and that's my earliest memory was an NES controller in my hand playing Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. So that's that's when I remember video games. And then the early 90s when we moved to California, that's when I was just like, this is video games. Super Nintendo was it, man. I played Super Mario World and I was like, holy smokes. So if Nintendo can make a system that brings back those memories, like the kids and all of us, like where you have those games, and it wasn't just like, the quote kid-friendly type games. I mean, there wasn't even that back then. It was just games. Like Mario was Mario. It was cool. Chrono Trigger was cool. Mortal Kombat, you rip people's head off. That was cool too. And I never made this mature.
In the second game, in part 1 on Super Nintendo, you couldn't do that.
Well,
wipe the sweat off.
Yeah, Genesis. So, I mean, we
that's
had
what Nintendo. So
yeah, we had a Genesis. We borrowed a Genesis from my friend. We borrowed a Genesis and we played. Like, oh, this is amazing. But I never did that console war stuff when I was a kid. I was just like, oh, Genesis is cool. You can play Sonic. Oh,
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, Super Nintendo's cool. You can play Mario. And I was just like, one of these days, hopefully I have enough money to buy both. That's just what I was thinking.
Yeah, I got a Genesis before I got a Super Nintendo, so Super Nintendo was still my favorite.
Yeah, Super Nintendo was my favorite just because you couldn't play Chrono Trigger on a Sega. Right. there was no Chrono Trigger. I tried to put the cartridge in there, it didn't work.
That comment the guy made on my channel, you could probably take it another way too, because Super Nintendo innovated on the controller. It added more buttons, but the buttons were used a lot better than anything else at the time. Everything was used, for either racing, for the shoulder buttons, fighting games, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, on the face buttons. So if the NX, which from what these patents are looking like, if the NX has new ways to help gameplay from a core gamer standpoint, I don't see any reason why any core gamer wouldn't buy it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the shoulder buttons too. I mean, I think the best use of it was like Super Metroid. I think that was one of the where you really like, oh my goodness, these shoulder buttons, like. Yeah. I can aim diagonally and shoot that thing. I mean, Super Metroid to me that was like Super Mario Bros. Was a validation in 1990.
Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past.
Yeah, exactly, Link to the Past. I think Link to the Past, Super Mario World, and Super Metroid was just like Super Nintendo is it. Like if Nintendo can recreate those experiences, which I thought they were going to do with Wii U. I personally thought that they were going to do that. Maybe they kind of did it. Super Mario 3D World has some moments, but if they can recreate that experience with the Nintendo NX like that, I think there's no reason why this system can't be as successful as an NES and sell 60 million, units. And
absolutely.
Yeah, not to go into Michael Pachter range, but before we get into user questions, just because we have about 30 minutes to answer user questions.
Not Michael Pachter, please.
I said not to go into the Michael Pachter. No. Not Michael Pachter mode, but how do you guys feel about sales as far as what do you feel if Nintendo does everything right? This is just like I said, entertainment purposes. Where do you feel is the number NX will sell in a normal console cycle of 4 to 6 years if Nintendo does everything right with minimal mistakes, like let's say Sony type minimal mistakes? What's the number Nintendo NX sells? Dave, let's start with you.
Oh man. It all depends on what that final secret is, man. It could be something like 100 million at the Wii, or it could be 60 million. But if they get it all in between like that, I'd say around 60 million, they could do it.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking 45.
I was gonna say
45 to 60, somewhere. And I mean, if they nail everything and it has a concept that can also attract casuals, because believe it or not, guys, casuals buy the PS4. I mean, we're talking straight casuals. I was at work.
That's a secret.
Yeah. I mean, some people think it's all core gamers. No, listen. I was at work. I was at a conference call. I work with like 95% women in a pharmacy. Okay, I work for a big corporate company. Okay, and I'm a corporate employee, and we were at a conference call, and this lady doesn't play video games, and she's like, we've partnered with these technology companies that also make the PlayStation 4s and make the. And I'm like, what? I'm like, this lady's talking about PS4.
PS4 will change your diaper for you too.
Okay, PS4 is mainstream, bro. It's on a conference call now. They were talking about PS4.
Oh my god.
these ladies, these older, like 30s and 30 to 50 years old, you know, like.
You want to know what hardcore sales are? 8 million, 10 million, 12 million. Dreamcast and Saturn. Those are hardcore sales. Okay, those are straight up hardcore guys.
Yeah.
Mainstream is the 100 million. You know, that's when you're hitting mainstream. That's when you're hitting the casual gamers. And didn't Sony say that PS4 they were targeting the Wii owners, the Wii guys?
Yeah, they've done a good job.
They did a great job doing that. So why is that a secret?
They've done a fantastic. I mean, I've had like women come up to me and be like, "Hey, I bought my, you know, at work because, like I said, I work with a ton of women because I work in a pharmacy, so it's mainly women. And I've had them. Oh, I bought my daughter who's 10 a PlayStation 4 for Christmas. I bought my daughter a PlayStation 4. I bought my son a PlayStation 4, and they're all like 7, 8, 9 years old, and I'm like, Nintendo doesn't have these kids. I mean. I think in targeting kids, they've lost their kid market because I don't know what the reason is.
They've been targeted in the wrong way.
Yeah, if the 7 and 8-year-olds are buying or getting PlayStation 4s, what are they playing on it?
They're playing Lego. I mean, Lego was the best in North America. The Lego game that was in the MPD or whatever, the Marvel Avengers or whatever, was the best-selling PlayStation 4 version. They're playing the kids' games on PlayStation 4 because, in my opinion, it's because it's easier to play with your friends and there's more stuff that you can do. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I heard. That's just I can only go from my experience.
Well, you know,
I'm hearing they can play with their friends easier on PlayStation 4.
You got a point there. You got a point there because the Wii U playing with your friends, to be honest with you, it's not that easy online.
It's not.
That little blue light, baby. No, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work very well.
I mean, kids want features too. I mean, when I was a kid, I would have loved to have features to where I can play with my friend. I mean, another thing with PS4 that you can do, at least from what I'm hearing, that they heard about, is that the share play. So if a game's local, you can literally let your friend play that game without that friend actually having the game. I mean, that's really cool. So I mean, if the game has local multiplayer, so a game like Knack, which doesn't have online multiplayer, but can be played with someone online with SharePlay. So stuff like that is, I guess, very appealing for kids. In addition to just being able to quickly access your friends and
it's 2016. People like to do hickeys and doodads. You know?
Yeah, buzzwords and stuff like that. I mean, because I'm looking at Sony's commercials. Do they even mention the PS? Do they ever even see a PS4? All you see is like some realistic-looking dude, like the commercial that they had 2 guys playing basketball. Then all of a sudden they start hopping on Destiny motorcycles and playing NBA, and it's just like, I mean, these are the commercials that they're telling. Everybody's eating it up.
They came into the industry doing that with the PlayStation 1, the original. They had you didn't see any gameplay in those games. You saw CG cutscenes, and that stuff works. It works.
Okay. The same thing for Nintendo with a Pokemon Super Bowl commercial, right?
That was a good Super Bowl commercial.
That was a good commercial. A lot of people talking about that because you didn't see anything. All you saw is a lot of CG stuff. You know,
it sure looked good.
It looked good. It looked good. So, all right. So that's pretty much the rundown of all the stuff that we have so far. So we're gonna go ahead and get into user questions. I'll just ramble off some stuff. There's some statements just here, so I'm just going to read off some statements. So Visor Grunt R34 says NX with no mistakes. I think it'll sell 50 million. Still number 3 though, so he still thinks that it'll be below the. I'm thinking he's Xbox One and PS4. I'm thinking those are not the next generation.
It's fair enough.
Shout out to Visor Red Grunt R34. He was one of the first guys on my first video, and he's been around since then.
He's been around since my old PlayerEssence.
Yeah. He's
been around.
He's dedicated fan of ours. So
definitely, I do appreciate that. He also shares stories and stuff like that, so it gets his takes. So yeah, I do want to thank you for that. Also, here's another dedicated dude, the Magnum 924. I know you guys know this guy. He has that red. This guy's been around as well, so I want to thank you for always being around, dude. So here's his question. What do you think is the best price? Oh, this is a good question. The best price, the NX, if it is a console and handheld in one package, so we say in a bundled package, what if it were just a console? So let's go ahead, Dave. I'll let you answer that, then T. So Dave, what do you think is the best price for a bundled package and a regular, just individual console separately?
Oh man, if Nintendo's going for the throat, I say they gotta do $250, $249 for a console by itself. For a bundle package, I say they could do $299 to $350.
Okay. That'd be that. Ooh, that's risky, but yeah, that'd be.
I know,
You're
but they
losing
gotta
money
go
for
for the throat.
console.
Yeah, they're losing money if they do both of them for $350. But that's going for the throat, man. That will sell. If they do a bundled and it's like, hey, you can get cross-buy, cross-play save. Oh, you get these My Nintendo rewards. Oh, you get to go to a theme park and we got mobile. If they do all that, that's going to sell. And if they have the Metroids and the core games and the third party, if they don't make the mistakes, that could be Wii range.
That's why I'm saying that if they go for the throat and that cutthroat price, like when they dropped the price to 3DS by $80, that thing started selling like crazy, right?
Yeah.
They were losing money at first, but they knew they had to do it. See, the Wii U, they didn't jump with both feet in. They put one foot in with the Wii U. They didn't really go all out. You know, the NX, they have to go all out, so they're going to go for the throat.
Okay. I agree that they're going to go for the throat on the console. I think they have to. They can't launch that console at $400. There's no way. There's no way they can do that. I mean, they could, but I mean, I don't think it's a good idea. T?
Realistically, if they bundle it, I'm thinking it has to be $399 to $450. That's just. I just if they unless they change their philosophy and as far as not wanting to lose money on hardware, which is something they've never done up until the Wii U, and even that was just only because they bundled Nintendo Land with it. If they hadn't done that, they'd have been making money from the beginning with that too. So yeah, and without I think $299, $249 is where you want to be. And I think it'll sell. I think Nintendo just has to make sure that value is in the box. Like, I think one of the things that hurt them with the Wii U is that they didn't put a Wii remote in the box. If they would have done that, I think that would have helped because they had all this stuff you can do Wii-like, but you had no Wii remote in the box.
Do you think that then doesn't that change the perception of the console a little bit? Because that means you have to put in. That means you have to have Wii Sports ready. There's no way you put a remote in that box and not have.
Well, don't call the damn thing Wii U. I mean,
exactly.
So if you're gonna call it Wii U, people know it's Wii-like, and you gotta, don't be scared to put the Wii stuff in there. You know?
I never understood why they didn't just do Wii Sports World. And online play, really nice graphics, and just go all out and the motion controls with that, and then just have maybe someone who can just use the gamepad as as just a regular play, for the advanced gamer. Then the motion controls for the. I never understood why they didn't do that.
They were pussyfooting with the Wii U.
They had R&D invested in Wii U since 2008, so they had to follow through with that concept, and but it was too late by that time. It was 2011, and smartphones and the tablets are already taken off, and they blew it. They messed up.
Yep. Okay. If the Wii U would have come out 2010, 2011, they would have been a lot better off.
But. Yeah, possibly. So next question is for Super Metal Dave. Has your source mentioned anything about a handheld version of the Nintendo NX?
No.
Short and sweet.
No. Here's the thing. He has not. Since he does not have a dev kit yet, he actually does not know either way. But I will say, from what I am, seeing here, it's looking like this is heavily pointing towards a console. I'm just gonna say that.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, will Dave find out about a handheld version? Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next question here. So. This one comes from Falcon Launch again. What do you guys think about the potential of a supplemental computing device and the cloud gaming patent? I think it's cool. I think that's something that they could do, which would make sense if they're going to sell it in a bundle. I mean, and it would make sense if you're trying to do cross-play, cross-whatever. Hey, you got the system there. It's stronger with, cloud computing, stronger with your handheld there.
I think it's a great idea, but something that they could release maybe 2 years into the console's life cycle, and it could increase the functionality of the system and with that cloud computing, and if it has extra processing it can help the console with, it could even kind of bridge the gap if PlayStation 5 or Xbox 2 comes out during that time frame and hold out for the next NX2 or whatever it is. It could be a quick upgrade for not that much.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that. I mean, you make a system and then say, hey, later maybe we can actually make it a bit stronger if you use some of the power from the handheld version of that. So yeah, I agree. So T, do you have any thoughts on that? Quick thoughts on that, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that wasn't that one of the rumors that they were doing some cloud-based.
Well, it was a patent. It was a patent.
Okay.
Nintendo does have cloud-based technology. I mean, the Nintendo TV, Wii TV or whatever.
I was just gonna say Wii TV. You know what happened to that thing?
Yeah, but they still have that technology though.
They still have it. They bought that.
They still have that tech. Yeah, they did. They did. So they still have that cloud tech just ready to use for whatever they feel like using it for. So.
Right. So yeah, I mean I would like to see that. I liked Wii TV, even though they didn't push it as far as they could have. But
Dunskies, it's done. We're sorry.
I like the concept. I used it. I used it quite a bit. So
I tried to use it. It just thing wouldn't load fast enough, so I just stopped.
It was really kind of.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was just kind of. I don't know, but whatever.
You got that wealthy internet. That's why.
All right. So next question comes from Ryan Allen. What's up, dude? In Mario Kart NX, I would like to have LAN capabilities so you can connect multiple NXs, allowing you to have 8-player or more local multiplayer, which Mario Kart on the GameCube did. What new features would you guys like to see in Mario Kart NX? Because we all know Mario Kart NX is coming. That's obviously.
Tell you that.
Yeah, I mean Mario Kart 8 sales are just insane sales.
That attach rate is ridiculous. I think it's got to be a record for attach rate.
60% almost, yeah.
The Wii U for some people is a Mario Kart box. It's just they just buy that and Mario Kart, and that's all they play. What features? I mean, I think LAN would be good. Pokken has LAN tournament, but Pokken has LAN because of its gamepad type deal that it has going, so that's the reason why it has LAN. But LAN is a bit of a dying breed, but I think it still would be cool. I mean, obviously, I want to see more online capability. I want to see them really go all out in online. So if there's any new features that I would like to see. Obviously, universal system features with game invites and all of that, but I would just like to see them go more with custom modes. A better battle mode for people who want better battle mode. I would like to see better online rankings. So I just really want to see them go all out because Mario Kart, the gameplay is perfect. They've perfected the formula of Mario Kart. You can do item balancing, blah blah blah. But as far as the game itself, people really enjoy that core experience. So just go all out, and people will love it. People will love it so much. And innovate in online. You can innovate. There's plenty of ways to innovate. You can innovate in online. You can
in a real battle mode this time, please.
Yeah, real battle mode. You can innovate.
That's the one thing that's missing from Mario Kart 8 that drives me nuts.
You can totally innovate with battle mode. You can make battle mode more of a real thing. Like you can make it to where it's more in depth. You can make it to where there's like a story battle mode, to where you actually going through and there's actually more stuff that you can do in there. So, in my opinion, when you innovate, you don't necessarily just have to think of physical, peripheral device. You can innovate within stuff that's already known concepts, but you can innovate for that franchise. So that's what I like to see them do. Just innovate with that franchise, and I think that's what Mario Kart 8 did. Mario Kart 8 was just more of a we're going to take online a little bit better. We're going to do more things. And the graphics. Oh my goodness.
well, there is that rumored Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong Racing 2 that could do more of that story mode thing you're talking about too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. So what about you guys? Any features you'd like to see in Mario Kart added?
Well, for me, what you mentioned about, or he mentioned about LAN play, is that is actually in a patent that Nintendo has filed, that the NX could have multiple systems connecting together locally. That was part of the patent they had. So I definitely think that's a possibility. Maybe someone brings their handheld over, and they just start playing on their device and join your game while you're playing right there, or multiple consoles together. That is actually part of the patent. So I think that would be an excellent idea. And they need voice chat. There's a mute button for a reason, right? Hey, put it in there.
They definitely need. I mean, voice chat should be an option for everyone. You shouldn't say, like I said, I don't believe this whole protecting the kids thing. Kids want to talk to their friends too, man. Like, I don't believe that stuff. I mean, parents need to be responsible. Look, we're all getting to the age now where we're having kids. All of us have kids, right, Dave?
No, I don't have a kid. I have a wife though.
Oh, you have a wife. Well, maybe you guys will have a kid someday. T, I know you have kids. You're responsible, man. Kids, we're starting to get to the age. We grew up with video games. We know how to use parental controls. None of these stupid parents just don't know how to use these darn devices.
You know
None of
what?
this
You're right.
stuff.
Actually, you're right. Parents don't know how to use it. I've heard some stories recently from some of my wife's friends. So, hey, my little Johnny just spent $300 on my account. You know, and like, well, what are you doing? You know, figure out how to use your device. They don't know how.
That does happen. Like we're kind of in a box here because we are kind of techno types. But a lot of parents are not. They just don't know.
Well, they need to start,
but that's their problem. Like
they need to start. Well, that's okay. Does Apple worry about that?
Be a parent.
Apple doesn't care about that.
Apple doesn't worry about that.
I don't think Nintendo worries about it. I think that's the excuse of certain fans that's what Nintendo, because Nintendo, Wii U gives you can look in people's houses with the video chat. So like, and you can do that with anybody. So if they were so worried about protecting kids, they wouldn't have video chat on Wii U.
But they did get rid of Swap Note.
Yeah,
After
well,
that one thing.
Yeah, there's some kind of.
I mean, like I said, there's disjointedness. They do that occasionally, but I don't think it's just that's your argument for everything.
And here's the thing. Nintendo 3DS is harder to get in touch with other people. You have friend codes. So I mean, and they got rid of that even with friend codes, they still got rid of a feature like that. So I mean, I guess it's we don't really know what Nintendo's thinking at times. Like you said, like they have Wii U chat. It's like there's no friend codes and you can do that. But then Swap Note, there's friend codes and they still got rid of it. So
Nintendo's just really disjointed on these
things.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's really weird that they would take that out on 3DS with friend codes, and then Wii U chat. That could potentially be worse, Like, you got video. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly. It's definitely worse.
Yeah.
They just need to fix it and make it universal on the actual operating system of the console, not in some, game feature.
Universal, that's the word.
For just this one game, it works, like Call of Duty.
I think these guys work on this aspect of Wii U, and these guys were working on this, and they don't communicate with each other. And I think that's the main thing. With the Nintendo, it's just like these guys will work on that, these guys are working on that, and we'll come together.
Did you guys watch the Did You Know Gaming on the Wii U? Did you guys?
Yes.
Any of you guys see
Yes.
That? And one of the facts that at least that they said in it, that none of Nintendo's higher ups ever experienced or knew about Xbox and Sony as far as their systems go. That's what they said in there, and I'm like, how could you not know what your competition is doing? Why would you not, like, the cockiness of these?
Because that's not their competition, right? They always say that we're not competing with those guys.
Microsoft and Sony know exactly what Nintendo. They look at those, they copy them, which is flattering. I think that's what as a business, you have a responsibility.
You got to take stuff from your competition.
Yep, and they look ridiculous doing it.
I mean, they look too good. But it worked. Yo, but let's be real here. Did it work for the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4? Sony lied. They said, "Hey, you want to," but you got to say somewhat it worked. I mean, I guess it did.
It worked for
Connect.
Xbox too. Connect that worked for a while. People were into that.
It did. People were buying Xbox 360s and Connect over Wii
late
in the
20 million of those things.
Yeah, that's true. Around 2010, 2011.
They sold a lot of those Connects. Goodness gracious, they sold a lot.
They put that in Xbox One. They thought they had something, but nope, that was gone.
Yeah. Well, it jacked up the price too. I think people just don't want to.
That was another thing. Yeah.
They don't want to be forced. Like, they don't want to be forced into buying something that's necessarily not.
Right.
That is one thing that Nintendo has to avoid, is don't let your controller or any device that it puts on the console take away from the performance of the console.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to move on to the next topic here. So let's see our next question. Let's see, I don't know if that's a question or not. Okay, here's a good one. Damien, is it Proter? Do you think we will get any info about NX before E3? And I'm thinking he's talking about official information from Nintendo. I think so, but I could be very wrong. Mizzah Tee, what do you think?
I think so too. I think we will. I think Nintendo's probably going to do their own kind of event, maybe right before E3, and kind of talk about the NX. I don't think they'll wait for E3 because, for one thing, unless they are actually doing a stage thing, you can't really get that information out there. Otherwise, like, you have to either do a stage presence. You have to have a stage presence at E3 and focus a good chunk of your what do you call it, your E3 thing towards NX, because it's a new thing. It's not like a game coming out. You can't just put it in a little blip, a little video. You have to explain what it is. So I think they'll have an event beforehand explaining that, and then more. You'll get more at E3. But we can all be wrong about that. So,
Dave?
I think you're absolutely right. They got to have a press conference on their own. They have to show the system, show some games, and they need to say greatness doesn't await. It's right here.
That would be a big jab. That would be a big Reggie.
If you remember Reggie when he came out in 2004. He jabbed Microsoft and Sony right off the bat. You know,
yeah. We don't make you
play in our operating system. We don't do this. We don't do that. We're Nintendo. We're all about the game.
Yeah, he was throwing Floyd Mayweather's out there. Nah, man, he wasn't
throwing shots on with Wii U. You know, saying certain things.
Yeah, he was a little bit, but then he got real quiet though.
He got real quiet.
No, you know the funny thing was at E3 when he was like, well, you know, we're second in the console race right now. And I was just like, Reggie, stop!
Stop it.
Oh man.
You're selling 10 Wii U's a week. Stop!
Yeah, like we said, the thing that killed him was that 2013 year for Wii U. You know, they had 900,000 systems sold in the first 9 months worldwide in 2013. That killed the system.
Yeah.
So they got to come out swinging. No games. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next question here. And let's see here. Here's a question from Jarrett Carlson. I would love to see Excitebike on the NX. Do you think we'll see it? Any thoughts on Excitebike or Punch-Out making a return? Thanks, you guys. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, you. You guys rock.
Thanks, you twos.
Thanks,
Pause.
You guys rock. Thanks, you guys rock. I obviously can't read. I don't know.
Was there a Z there or something? Any Z's?
No. I barely graduated from college. Barely got I used to write the answers on my hat and look at my hat.
My point of view on that is that yes, you will see those games because Nintendo themselves basically said they're going to be heavily focused on their own IP on the NX. We're going to be seeing all those IPs coming back. I hope for Pilot Wings too. Yes.
Really? You think those IPs are coming back?
Well, they said they're going to be focusing on their IPs more heavily.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope so. I would love to see another Excitebike. Excitebike 64 is one of my favorite games of all time, and you think, well, what can they do with Excitebike to make it a full-fledged game? Look at Excitebike 64. It is a full-fledged console game. You can flesh it out and give it a level edit and all that cool stuff. And,
well, the whole Excite series, you got Excite Truck.
Yeah, you got Excite Trucks.
You got a whole lot of stuff you can do with that game.
Exactly. So, and I would definitely love to see another wave race because we need to see those beautiful water physics and these new graphics. You know. So.
Yeah, I'm tired of being a pirate. I want to be in the water with my bike.
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about like I hate to use the word mini game compilation, but what do you think about putting all those like Excite, relabeling it Excite brand, and then having like a wave race, Excite Truck, Excitebike all in one package, and they're all kind of like, you know, just games that you can just play. What do you think about that, or no?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I think like they need to. Yeah.
Remember what they were trying to do with the what was it, the Wii Excite or the Wii Wave Race? When they're trying to do something where you use the
Wii Sports Resort.
Wii Sports Resort. And they were gonna have you use the what was it, what's the fit board?
The nunchuck.
The Wii U fit board to to move around and stuff, and that was like the worst idea ever.
They're just figuring out concepts like with the patent of the Wii remote and the nunchuck, and making it seem to get on the balance board. I don't know if it never got approved, but yeah, I mean that's what they were trying to do. But basically, what I was saying is like you can still have like them all fully fledged games, like $20 like eShop games, and then you can have them. You can buy them separately, or you can buy them all in like under the Excite.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that to me is not as compelling as a full-fledged like Excitebike game.
Do you think there's enough in there for a full-fledged in today's gaming space where $60 gets you a game as big as Fallout?
It doesn't have to be $60. It can be $40, and it can wait. I mean, you don't think like Wave Race Blue Storm is worth $40? Like if
I don't know
a new one.
Today's, I mean, maybe, but I don't know if today's gamers. Because of the eShop and because of what you can get for how cheap you can get like a game. I know Minecraft doesn't look as good as these games, but the expansive big games that have tons of stuff in it, you can get those games for not like $20. You can get those games for $15. I mean, Steam, obviously Steam is a lot bigger. There's a lot of discounted sales and stuff like that. There's just so much competition. Like, do you think that a so-called fully fledged wave race, where you're riding you're riding a jet ski and you're not like doing like adventures or stuff like that, do you think those games would be warranted of a $40?
Yeah.
If Mario Kart can sell for 60, why not? I mean, Mario Kart, you're just in a cart and you're driving around tracks. I mean,
well, see, with Wave Race,
you add what you add to Mario Kart.
Yeah, with Wave Race, you can do tricks, you can do all kinds of spins, you can have all kinds of levels and online play. Yeah, it could totally be worth it.
Okay.
Just do it right.
Just do it right. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest thing that they have to do. Just do it right. Like if you're gonna make a wave race, don't make a half-baked wave race. Make a wave race.
Yeah,
if you're gonna make Excite Truck, make an Excite Truck or Excite Bike. Make one. Make online. Make communication features. Make leaderboards, rankings. Make single-player modes. Do what you got to do, but don't give us something half-baked. If you're gonna give us something half-baked, then make it an eShop title. Make it smaller so people know right off the bat.
Or make it
exactly.
Or make it Mario Tennis ultra trash.
What they really need to do is they need to find out how to get the Rogue Squadron series back on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Nintendo.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I'd buy that.
Rogue Squadron was great.
Yeah, definitely. So here's another question from Jarrett Carlson. What franchises would you guys like to see? I'm thinking he's thinking on NX. I will go first. I would like to see Golden Sun. I want to see Golden Sun.
No.
My God, no.
Golden Sun? Okay.
I would like to see Golden Sun.
I haven't really thought about it too much. I mean, other than the obvious stuff, we talked about Excite Bike, talked about Wave Race, F-Zero.
Please.
Please. That would be nice.
Just say please. They'll do it.
Like Nintendo, could you please add on-screen notifications? What?
Yes. Yes.
What?
They don't have to.
Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival? You want Animal Crossing? You got it.
Oh my God, yeah. See, if you guys don't think the Wii U is coming to an end, that's a good indication right there. You got games like that coming out. That's pretty clear.
I don't know.
But you gotta wait on that Mario Tennis DLC to come, man. It's coming.
Well, they'll add one more level for you to play on.
Shots fired.
Oh, hot. Oh man,
dude, it's coming, man. It's gonna be just like Splatoon. It's
gonna be in the next. Gonna be in the next Direct. They're gonna show you.
Well, there's indications, right? When you go to these stores like Walmart or Target, you got the banners are gone for Wii U. It's just Nintendo.
Yeah.
Is there, and then you have them ending services like the TV service. They're ending the Google Street service for the Wii U. Mm-hmm. They got no games announced for the second half of 2016. Man, everything points to the NX coming this year.
And I think that's smart because, in my opinion, there shouldn't be any more. Like I said, seems like people are getting dumber as time goes on. So, which is fine. If you can't make a distinction between Wii U, whatever. If it's Nintendo's fault for that, whatever. Marketing, whatever. Make it easy for people. Nintendo.
Nintendo.
You want a Nintendo game? Here's Nintendo. You can play it on whatever you want. Whatever the new systems are, Nintendo. There.
Everybody knows Nintendo.
That's all you need to know is Nintendo. Just name the system Nintendo.
Yeah. Name it Nintendo NX. I would love that they named it Nintendo.
I like that.
Nintendo Next or Nintendo NX. I would just name it that. Just name it that. Just release it and just say this is a good system. This is what we have for you guys. Buy our games. That's all they need to do. That's all they need to do. I don't think they need to do
can happen regardless of Kinishima's comments about he doesn't know where the name came from, and he think that was a Waka thing. Well, yeah, that could be a lie. But the thing is, we've had situations where the Nintendo console has been named something different in North America than it was in the East. So that can happen still. They can be called the NX.
Famicom. Right?
Yeah, Famicom. Exactly.
Super Famicom NX.
Super Famicom. Exactly.
Super Famicom NX.
It's make it really confusing. What the hell is this?
Yeah, just Nintendo. I think that's the biggest thing for me is like you lose that Nintendo, like that branding. I mean, obviously, like we almost became bigger than Nintendo, which kind of made me mad. Like it's like people say Wii. I was like, okay, just Wii. Like that's why I always try to do like Nintendo Wii U. I always try to put. I mean, I don't always do it, but I always try to say Nintendo Wii U, Nintendo Wii. Like I just don't like the fact that they dropped Nintendo. And to me, as an old school fan, it was always just like at the kids, like Nintendo, like Super Nintendo, like Nintendo 64. It was just Nintendo, and like the fact that the Wii just became bigger than Nintendo, and then what happened when nobody cared about Wii anymore? Well, I don't care about Nintendo anymore, So I mean,
a lot of
for
people
me,
that actually did happen, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I want to see pride in the name, like how Sony has pride in PlayStation. They'll just name PlayStation 4. It's boring, but it's effective. They have pride in that name. Yeah, it's easy, but it's effective, and they have pride in their name, and that's what I want Nintendo to do. I want them to have pride in their name of Nintendo. That's what you are, So.
Yep,
and it looks like they're doing that. It looks like they're getting back to they're starting to license their IPs and stuff. They're making a push to be a household name again.
Yeah, which is what I want. Like everybody needs to know, like as my daughter's growing up, I want her to know like Nintendo's something big. Like right now at this point, Nintendo ain't big to these kids. Like Nintendo's not that, and which is unfortunate because Nintendo is amazing. Nintendo is an amazing company with amazing IPs and amazing franchises. It's just they're just in a tough spot. That's all it is. But they're still amazing. They still got the 3DS. The 3DS is still really good. So. Yeah, it's still sold a lot. So
that's why I think the console is coming out this year, and the handheld will come out possibly in March, just like the new 3DS did. And then maybe for Japan, they release the handheld in holiday and the console in March, vice versa.
Whoa, that would be weird. Yeah,
no,
it would be.
You know why?
That makes a lot of sense.
Monster Hunter on launch and holidays for the handheld in Japan. Bam.
You'll have lines in going into the ocean, ocean.
And then in North America, you got the console coming out in November, Zelda Wii U, Mario Galaxy 3, and whatever else they have going on there. What was it? Smash Brothers?
Sense.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers would be
They should do that. Nintendo, do what this man said. That's a great idea.
That's right. Do it.
Yeah. All right. Another question from Damien Proter. When do you think the next Nintendo Direct will be? I think it'll be March. With the games that they have for March, I'm thinking. I mean, that would be just to throw it out there to promote those games. March.
Yeah, but they've already been promoting those games in lots of videos already. I'm thinking, you're right, maybe March, but they could do April as well because if they want to put some NX stuff in there, because their next financial briefing for the next fiscal year begins on May 1st, I believe. So the president of Nintendo, the NX is going to be released. It's got to be by the end of this year because the president of Nintendo said in the recent Q&A that they expect profits before the end of the next fiscal year, which is going to be March 2017, from businesses they're going to be starting, which is NX and smartphone. So I'm thinking you're going to see something on NX in April.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, just because April could be tough for NX because you still have Star Fox, So are they really going to want to,
they're not going to hold ship for Star Fox. The Star Fox, if they got problems with that game, like it's been rumored, they got to keep going with the rest of the business.
Okay. Well, T, what do you think about it? Well, T doesn't care.
Sorry. What was that?
Okay.
T, what do you think about the next Nintendo Direct? When do you think it'll be?
Oh, okay. I was agreeing with you. I think March makes sense. Even if Star Fox does come out in April, you could still talk about Star Fox in March. So, I think it'll be in March.
Okay.
Maybe before. When is Twilight Princess supposed to come out?
March 10th, I think.
March 10th.
Yeah.
Oh.
March.
And Pokken is when again?
March. Is Star Fox? No, is Zelda March 4th, and then Pokken is March 11th?
If that's the case, they better get that direct out, next week. I don't know.
Let me double check. Okay. What the?
Well, regardless, they still need to have a direct proper for the 3DS too. They got a lot of RPG going on all over the place out there.
Yeah, that's true. So the next question. Okay, March 18th. March 18th, which is a Thursday.
March 18th for what game?
For Pokken. Nintendo usually does Friday. Pokken's launching on a
Oh no, they've
Thursday.
been changing it up lately.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because Fire Emblem's Friday.
At one point it was Sunday. Remember?
Yeah. Early Wii U games like back. It was like Wonderful 101 was Sunday, which is I hated that. Why don't
It's weird. It's a weird day to release a game.
Get out of church and I'm like rushing over there to freaking buy a game that I have no time. I got to go back to work on Monday.
Yeah, the weekend's over. You can't even play the thing.
That's horrible. Why would you do that to us? That's such a bad time.
Yeah.
I hated that. I really
They're
did.
doing it just because.
Just because we are Nintendo.
Because we're Nintendo.
We can do that. I really did not like that. I really did not like that. Okay, so next question. And this is from Jarrett Carlson. Dude, you don't have to be sorry that you're asking us questions. It's cool. Sorry, last question, I promise.
Sorry.
Of the lack of sport games on
How dare you?
How dare you ask us questions?
Ask us questions during the Q&A.
No, sports questions, that's off topic. You can't ask it.
The lack of sports games, and what do you think, and do you think EA will support NX?
Oh, God.
I really hope Mass Effect. Somebody help me say, is it Andromeda? Is it Andromeda? Am I saying that right? I don't know. I don't want Jamie Butterworth to kill me. So, it's Andromeda.
I don't know.
Mass Effect.
Sure.
Is it? Okay. Hopefully I'm saying it right. The next Mass Effect game, I really hope that comes to the NX. Like, I really hope it comes. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't, whatever. But I really hope that they just, like, at least, like, maybe not, I mean, if they don't want to bring the sport games, like, that would be a big blow. I think sport games are important, but, you know.
I think EA should support the NX as far as those games are concerned. I don't care about sports games either, necessarily, but Mass Effect, the big games, I think they have a missed opportunity if they don't port those games to the NX. If, from what what I'm hearing, the, system should be easy enough to port these games over to. There's no reason why they shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's easy money right there.
Yeah.
And EA likes money.
Helps you big time. Helps you in the European market for sure. You have an EA Sports game. So.
Oh yeah. Like having
that FIFA on there.
FIFA.
Exactly, FIFA. So.
Having FIFA. I mean, FIFA on the Wii still sells in Europe. So.
Their basketball game is irrelevant now, but they do have NFL. So.
They're back. They need to stop. I think they need to. That's when we just. You need to give up. That basketball game is trash. I mean,
Just
NBA, you need to give up, or you need to like do a good job. I mean, I don't know.
2K owns it. It's
basketball games are weird to play because it doesn't. I know they try to make it look, even with the 2K series, like it just doesn't look like real basketball. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
It's hard to simulate basketball.
It is
too much
like,
stuff going on.
When I play basketball. It doesn't look anything like NBA 2K, and I know it's different for me, but when I watch other people play basketball, and I've played with really good basketball players before, like when I went to Fresno State, Paul George was at the same time. So, I mean, I've seen an NBA player play basketball. I've played against them, so he doesn't move like that. He moves very differently in real life than what they show in the games. I mean,
come on, man. They're worried about that sweat physics. Come on.
I mean, it looks... It looks great, but it just.
You see the sweat on Shaq's face? Yeah.
Madden does. I think Madden, FIFA, and their other sport games do a better job of simulating than NBA. But that's just my opinion on there.
I don't
know. They need them for mass appeal. If they want to get market, they need sports games. That's really hurting Wii U not having any sports games.
I mean, at least the Wii had sport games that actually sold somewhat okay. Like the Maddens, they all sold 1 million units. So
and Nintendo made sports games too.
Well, yeah, and even Call of Duty sold over 1 million on the Wii. Each one of those.
He used to make Kobe Bryant's Fro side. That's what I used to call it, Kobe Bryant's NBA Fro side. He had that fro that was like spiky.
It was better than the bald head he had. Oh man, that was a terrible year.
Kobe had a fro that was spiky at the top and perfect on the side. It's like how did he do that?
He had a Goku fro, man. Kobe.
Oh man.
I've never.
Man, shout out to Kobe Bryant.
Shout out to Kobe Bryant because retiring after what, 20 years?
20 seasons.
Yeah, 20
Yeah,
seasons.
20 years. 1996. That's
Yeah,
when he
90, I remember when Kobe first broke in, man. Everybody was like, I mean, because I live in the Los Angeles area, so everybody was like, Kobe Bryant, Kobe, you know. So
Yeah.
Kobe's been a big deal. Kobe's been a big deal. So shout outs to Kobe Bryant, man. Congratulations on your amazing seasons that you've had, and 5 NBA titles.
I still remember that first playoff game, our first playoff series where he's shooting those air balls, and Nick Van Exel.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take the shot," you know.
Yeah. And Nick Van Exel wanted to headbutt him with his bald head. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
And Eddie Jones is like, "Come on, man!" Like,
No sweat, Eddie.
Yeah. I remember those Laker teams, Isaiah Ryder and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get legit. They didn't get like real legit till like Shaq just started saying, "Okay, I'm gonna go Shaq this mode on everyone."
And they got Ori and they got Fox and
Fisher. Yeah, all those
Fisher.
guys.
And then
Big shot, Ori. Yeah.
Yeah, you just couldn't beat them. I mean, if Kobe didn't kill you, Shaq would. If Shaq didn't kill you, Ori would make one shot and it would be the game-winning shot.
They had weapons all over the court.
Yeah. Fisher and Rick Fox.
Fisher was
always
not afraid. Yes, and
they were
Fisher
always wide open.
He never gets enough credit. I don't think Derek Fisher gets enough credit. He was an assassin.
Yeah,
he'll kill you with a 3-pointer too.
Yeah, he would. They had shooters all. I mean, it was
when
like
it counted. Yep.
Yeah, it was like Steve Kerr. Like Steve Kerr was like with the Bulls always open, dude, and he would just kill you. Steve Kerr would just.
That's why Steve Kerr always open because he.
Steve Kerr is statistically the best shooter in the NBA history because he was always wide open.
He was wide open. I can drain those shots, man. Come on.
Exactly.
Steve Kerr. It's like people just didn't even pay attention. Like Steve Kerr on the court, okay, Steve Kerr.
You're double teaming Jordan. You're double teaming
Pippen.
Pippen. There was just too much. You can't double team everybody.
And they're watching Phil Jackson, and you know.
And then you had Kukoc coming
off
the bench, 6th man of the year. You know, so I mean, it was crazy. But anyway, it's enough basketball talk. Basketball's a lot better in like real life than it is in video games.
Yeah, it's a lot more fun, but
a lot more. I'd rather watch a basketball game than freaking play one. I'll tell you that. Let's see. We're going to do a couple more questions, then we'll wrap this one up. So this one comes from Wayne DeBack. NX, is it an OS, home console, handheld, server, or all of them? Follow-up questions. How do you think it will be packaged? Will the home console come with SCD or sold separately? Will we need a home console or SCD to get a souped-up handheld?
Is this the same guy? Same question?
Yeah, it's all one dude. So I mean, I don't know what half of this means. So
yeah, you're gonna see commercials. SCD sold separately. No, I don't think it's gonna come packaged with the console. I think they're gonna sell them separately, console and handheld. And I do think they could pull off a bundle if they do it right, but it has to be done perfectly. SCD will probably come later. I'm thinking a couple years down the road.
What's a SCD?
A supplemental computing device we were talking about.
Okay.
The attachment that could boost the cloud computing and power of the system later. Remember?
Okay. The more you know.
Half the battle.
Start talking about that tech stuff, man. My brain just melts.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know.
And by the way, the developer that I've been in contact with, he said he was going to be listening to the show. So I'll talk to him after, see what he thought.
Shout outs to hidden developers, bro. Seriously. Shout outs to you, man. You're cool, dude. So.
And whoever thinks that developers don't listen to these things are completely wrong. They are watching these videos. Everybody can watch YouTube videos. They're all out there. They're watching. They're listening.
I mean, I've had, like I said, I had people calling me that I'm lying when I told them that, like, I said developers. I spoke with a developer that said that certain developers have dev kits. This is before the news broke. And I had people on my website calling me a liar. And then the news broke that developers do have dev kits. And then I was like,
you're talking about the NX?
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, like, well, why would they talk to you? You're not big like IGN. I mean, it's about trust. It doesn't matter. It's about trust. I mean, if you run something that you're doing and it's riskier, even talking to big websites, it's way more riskier.
Yes, I was just about to say.
Exactly.
When you have some information like that, it sometimes it bursts out you. You got to tell somebody, and the best person to tell is the guy that that's get a lot of traffic a lot of times.
And he
all YouTubers.
And he wants to. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you tell the chances of it getting getting out, and then them actually knowing who you are, because they have more networks than us, you know, as far as like who they talk to. They work like if you work for IGN or if you work for, you know, these bigger GameSpot or something. Chances are they got job security. Chances are they might out you.
Exactly.
I mean, or they'll tell somebody else, and somebody else will tell somebody else, since they have so many networks. Whereas us, we don't have networks as that big, and we're not trying to lose the trust of whatever inside information that we get because we don't work for that big place. So sometimes developers will tell us these things.
Yeah. Once you lose the trust, they don't tell you nothing more. That's it. You're done.
On the Nintendo side alone, like my friend Red Knight, Active Gamer Life, everybody knows. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Red Knight.
He was saying Nindy way before Nintendo was, and all of a sudden Nintendo starts talking about Nindies, right?
Yeah.
Is that a coincidence? Maybe. I don't know. And me, Play Nintendo Foods. Remember the Play Nintendo initiative?
Play Nintendo Foods.
Oh, all right. So I'm not saying they got it from us, but there's a possibility they're watching and listening to us too. So
there's a possibility, man.
If you guys have noticed over the past few years, IGN has not really been getting a lot of scoops as far as exclusive information. They've been reposting stuff that you just pops up on the internet. They even posted stuff from my website. I couldn't believe it. I was laughing. Are you serious? You're posting stuff from my website on IGN?
Well, yeah, I mean, they'll do it if they have the information. Like if you do, like, I remember there's been times where I've posted something just various times on my website, and it's been on the bigger websites, you know, and that information has turned out to be right. So
yeah. I just want to say, if you're a smart publisher developer, you want to take the power away from them big guys because they have too much power. You don't want them to make or break the sales of your game if they give it a bad review, or have to cater to those guys, giving them incentives to give you good reviews. You want to take that power away. If you were smart, that's what I would do. That's what
Yeah,
sense.
I listen to all the podcasts too. I listen to the Nintendo voice chat from IGN and Radio Free Nintendo. They said last week, Per Schneider, he said that he doesn't know what the NX is. He said it could be some kind of streaming device, or it could be something you play on your console, your PS4. He doesn't. That right there, I was like, no. I mean, we already know it's a console. I mean, come on.
We already know.
I mean,
Nintendo said that already.
It kind of gets annoying after a while and hear this stuff repeated, and it's like, come on, you're IGN, and you should. I mean, I guess you don't know. Okay, well,
no. It feels like with the Wii and with the Wii U and stuff. Is it you hook it up to the? They knew what it was, but there are a lot of people who were saying, oh, is it is it an add-on to the Wii? And come on.
Yeah, and
you guys know this stuff.
Adam Sessler, after that E3 conference in 2011, he's like, I don't know. Is it a console or is it a handheld? I don't know what it is. He's like hyped up on something. I don't know what his problem was.
Oh, that's just Adam. That's just Adam Sessler being Adam Sessler. that's just Adam being Adam. But yeah, I mean, it's the thing is. And I think it kind of goes back to like, will Nintendo reveal the system? I just want them to avoid every single potential pitfall that they did with the Wii U. So I mean, if this console is going to be something that's drastically different, or is going to be something different, reveal it beforehand. Get all those PR disasters out of the way, like before E3, and then at E3 you're going to have a presentation that's polished, ready to go. People know what is at least to be somewhat expected. You don't have to reveal the whole system and everything so Microsoft and Sony can copy you completely, but make sure you get people's questions answered, because the last thing you want is, we were at E3 and Nintendo has a new add-on to the Wii U, which is an add-on to the Wii. Nobody knows what it is. Like, that's the last thing you want, man. Like,
sounded like Gary Seinfeld. Sure. I don't know. What is it? I don't know.
I like Seinfeld. Shout outs to Seinfeld, yo.
Yeah, we're going back to the 90s today.
Seinfeld's funny. I didn't watch that show until recently, until like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, 3 or 4. Because I didn't like it when I was a kid. I just didn't think it was that great. But now that I'm older, it's actually really funny. So. Yeah.
And lately we've been seeing lots of other things pop up on LinkedIn and various profiles of developers saying that and Nintendo NX at the bottom, and you're like, oh, okay. I mean, honestly, I'm not really surprised anymore that we're seeing that, because it's happening. The thing is in process. And shout out to Dr. Trey. He's been really good at getting those LinkedIn profiles
He's all
posted.
over LinkedIn, man.
Yeah, he's all about that LinkedIn.
He's getting some LinkedIn alerts on his
for him,
phone.
man.
Like,
'Cause I don't. He's cornered that market. I don't see anybody else talking about LinkedIn profiles. So shout out to him.
Is he going to trademark LinkedIn videos?
We have an exciting
I would have never even
announcement.
thought about that.
We have an exciting announcement for you guys. We have LinkedIn World. You will be able to get LinkedIn videos whenever you want in a time capsule.
That's
100 years from now, you can watch my videos and know what LinkedIn is. Like,
You'll know ahead of time who's working on what games and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true though. I mean, these guys are making games for the NX. I mean, it's not really surprising anymore. If you're surprised by it, then it shouldn't be. It's happening.
If you're surprised by it, you're one of those people that are like anti-NX. You know, you guys know those guys that are like anti-NX. Like, anytime you say anything about NX, they start throwing a fit. They start stomping their feet and saying,
I don't get that. Like,
well, you got
that.
videos. Yeah, you got videos of people making videos of other people who make videos about NX, saying like, "Oh, stop talking about NX. Stop it." But you're talking about it right there. You know, if you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it.
Well, I mean, since I run a website, which is not super popular, but which it has a base of people, and you know, there's thousands upon thousands of people that go to the website. So I do have users, and there are just a set number, and I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but there's just a set amount of users that certainly don't respect me based on what they've said, and they certainly don't. They can't stand anytime you talk about NX. They'll just call it sensationalist. They'll call it you don't know what you're talking about. They'll just there are those users out there that are.
Well, you gotta ask those people. Were they upset about people talking about Wii U in 2010, 2011?
I think they were.
It might have been.
I don't remember seeing people upset about Wii U.
Yeah, I don't remember that. No, I don't remember that at all. I think because maybe at that time because Wii was it late? It was later in the life cycle, I guess, and you know, like maybe there was a understanding that the Wii U was going to be shown at E3 and then revealed and then released in 2012, so that makes it a 6-year gap instead of, you know, at this point, if people are, you know, I think the Wii, it's just the Wii did so well. I think maybe that's it. The Wii sold so much, it was like whatever, you know. Whereas the Wii U, there's a sense of pride with some users, a sense of, oh, man, like the Wii U just didn't sell well, you know, and it's the best system, you know. They think it's the best system and it has the best games and all that stuff.
I think it's the best system.
Yeah. But these users are mad that the Wii U's life is potentially going to be cut short.
You're right. They are. I've heard that too. They don't want the system to die after 4 years. But it's not. It's still going to be around in 2017. We got Bloodstained, the Kickstarter. It's going to be out now in 2017.
It's coming. I mean, like there's still going to be games on the Wii U. In 2017, I'm sure. So
just not a lot of. I mean, maybe just not a lot of support, but there's going to be some. But you know, it's one of those things. It's like this, yo. It's like you got 4 good years. If you love the Wii U, you got your 4 years, you know, of great games. It's like, yo, it's time to, you know, get a system that's possibly going to be able to get more. You know,
I got 50 Wii U games and none of them suck.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is like developers are even ready to move on from the Wii U. So what can you do? What can you do other than provide them with something that they want to develop on? At least get a chance. You can't just sit here and support Wii U. I mean, by yourself, look what's happening. You sold 12 million in 3 years. That's not good.
Right.
You know,
you expect Nintendo to drop the next big Metroid on Wii U at this point? I mean,
waste of money.
Does that make sense?
No,
it doesn't.
Like they dropped Metroid on Wii and it didn't sell all that great.
Mm-hmm.
So why would they do that to the Wii U? Like the end of the life cycle for Wii U and just throw Metroid out there?
Exactly. Why would they do that with Zelda Wii U either? Right.
Right. I don't think they're going to do that with Zelda.
They're not. They can't.
Right.
There's too much money invested in that game.
So, but you guys mean that they're going to do a dual release? That's what you're saying?
Yes. I don't think
Twilight Princess.
They said it's coming for Wii U, so that's a given. I just think it's going to be a Twilight Princess situation again.
I mean, I think it has. I mean, if it's not, then that's a mistake. I mean, they could. I mean, Nintendo's unpredictable sometimes, but they could do it. But that's a mistake. I really do think that's a mistake if you do that. Yeah. Like that's a big mistake.
But people are mad about that too. Don't do that. How dare you?
Well, I mean, you look at that. What happened with the Xbox community this week? You know, they're mad that more users get to play. What was it? Quantum Break. And they're mad that it's coming to PC. You know, it's like how dare it come to PC? You know,
I think they have a little bit of right to be upset because they waited to this long. Because they waited so long to tell people. Like if you were going to get Quantum Break, we're in the era of I want the definitive version. So why would you
that
some
word?
people don't have the rigs. Some people don't have the rigs did you see the specs for Quantum Break? Like what you have to have?
No, I totally get that. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna what about bringing a person, maybe somebody who links Quantum Break looks great, and maybe they're gonna make that Xbox One purchase because of it. Now maybe they're a PC guy and they were gonna make that Xbox One purchase. Now why would you do that? You don't have to do that anymore. And
you're
kind of killing some potential sales there a little bit. I think.
You get both games. You get when you buy the Xbox version, you get the PC version.
But yeah, the Xbox guy isn't gonna go out and get a PC. That's just that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, give it away. I don't know.
Microsoft don't care. They got both. They're all.
They got the both markets. But I just think they were kind of shady about waiting this long to tell people it was coming. Why wait so long to tell people it's coming?
You are right. You are right about that. That they should have possibly said something earlier. But I do think at this point, with these games costing what they cost, with the Xbox One sales,
I don't blame them for doing it. I just say, why wait this long to tell people that?
Yeah, you're right. You're okay. Yeah, I agree.
Guess what? Quantum Break's coming to the NX too. Ooh, ouch! Gotta make more money.
If Quantum Break came to the NX, somebody would die. There would actually literally be like a death. Like somebody's gonna die for that.
Well, Resident Evil 4, GameCube exclusive, came to PS2 9 months later. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
People like their exclusives. Exclusives justify their purchase, and it's kind of true. I mean, that's why you buy a box because of those exclusives, So if you take those exclusives away, that kind of diminishes the purpose of that box.
Which is why I think supplemental features and stuff like that, who offers the best other stuff, is going to be very important going forward. Like who offers the best, Xbox Live games with gold, PlayStation Plus games, like My Nintendo, like that stuff has to be nailed down because
And I think the biggest thing,
absolutely,
the biggest thing on that is the PC guys don't have to pay to play online. That game, like that's not fair. I mean, it's just like I have to have Xbox Live to play online. On my Xbox, but the PC guys they don't have to pay for it. So that's not fair. It's kind of messed up.
That's a Steam thing, isn't it? Like a.
What do you mean?
Like the servers that they use, like Steam doesn't provide servers for everybody that like online games for like the PC, like for Steam, like the companies, their own companies that make those games, they provide their own servers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
And it may not be as good, or who knows, but I'm just saying, like that's just that is a reason to be a little bit upset. Don't sell your Xbox One over it. But you
no, definitely not.
There's some nuances in there that you can be upset about, not the fact that you
But to the extreme, I guess to the
no. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
You had people really getting really mad about this type of stuff. I mean, it's just like you got to take some of these things in stride. Like it's still going to be there. It's still going to be there. I understand, like you said, they shouldn't have waited so long, but it's still going to be there. It's still going to be from everything. The game looks pretty amazing. So
these developers, they want to make money on their product. If they can't make the full amount of money on one system, they're going to have to port it over. And I think that's where we're going to see with the NX too, because if the NX is easy to port, there's no reason why they wouldn't just put it over on the system.
I think that's the biggest thing. Is I'm pretty sure Nintendo, they can't mess that one up. I think they have to know that whatever their architecture is in NX, whatever they do with it, it better be something to where you can take a PlayStation 4 game or a PC game and it can be easy. We're talking like a month or two to get it up and running, and it can be done within the next 6-7 months or whatever the port is. Like it needs to be very simple to port.
Yeah, and the developer that I've been talking to, he said that the Nintendo account manager told them that Unity and Unreal Engine 4 will be available on their dev kits out of the gate. He said he wanted to clarify that he did not get the information from Epic Games, but he did get it from their Nintendo account manager. So he just wanted to make that clear to me, just in case people would be like, oh, he heard from Epic. No, it's something he heard from their own Nintendo account manager.
Mm-hmm. And to Xbox guys, I mean, it is kind of your fault. There's no reason. I guess there's no reason, but there's no reason that Splatoon should be selling better than Halo 5.
Ouch.
Oh, I'm just saying.
Is it? I don't think it sold better than Halo.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
No.
I think so. Halo 5, 3.5 million. Splatoon 4 million, baby. Woo!
Yeah, that's true.
Halo 5's only sold 3. There's no way. I thought Halo 5 sold more than that.
No.
Yeah, well, according
That's
to
why
VC
they
charts, you know,
right.
you never know.
But that's why they come out and tell you how much money it made. They don't tell you the sales, how many units it sold. When they said that, I was like, it didn't sell that well. When they came out and said, oh, it sold, what was it, $400 million worth of something they said. But I was like, well, how many units did it sell? They didn't say that. They didn't tell you that.
Doesn't Activision does that too, and Call of Duty still sells pretty well, though, right?
Yeah, I just think when the big guys do that,
okay.
Microsoft, Nintendo, I think when they do that, that's when you gotta worry.
Nintendo never tells you the actual amount that it like. They'll tell you like if it sold well, like they'll tell you like Mario Kart. They'll say it sold this. You know, they'll make sometimes announcements, but they'll never tell you the actual dollar numbers, will they?
Well, they did something similar. I don't know if it was that, but with Mario Maker. Didn't they do something similar to where they didn't say the actual units sold? They said something else like.
They said like 3 million levels.
They said that's what it was. Right? Over 3 million levels. Something
These
like that.
levels are worth $100 billion.
Well, I know that they've announced like when the MPD reports come out, Nintendo will say stuff like, "Oh, it sold 1 million in North America." Like they will do announcements.
Eventually,
like that.
they will tell you, but that kind of scared me when they said that in Mario Maker. I was like,
I knew Mario Maker was going to do well. It's such a different type of, and that yellow box. I've seen kids literally walk up and just stop.
Yeah, well,
and
that's
look
one of the
at that yellow box. That yellow box is really attractive.
Yellow is the biggest attention-grabbing color in a marketplace, in the market space.
I can see that on your avatar.
In case you exactly. That's why I rock the yellow, man.
It works good. The green screen. Mizzah Tee uses a yellow screen.
But yeah, what was it? According to those numbers, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is the highest-selling game on PlayStation 4, 10 million, followed by Grand Theft Auto 5.
That's insane.
And the highest-selling game on Xbox One is Black Ops 3, also at 6 million.
Black Ops 3. Yep.
People really
so,
like Call of Duty.
Wii U has Mario Kart 7, which is 7.2 million, which is outselling the highest-selling game on Xbox One.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
It happened.
It should or shouldn't. I mean, it depends. It depends.
I mean, with the install basis, that should not happen.
It shouldn't, but the Nintendo fan base is just so hardcore.
With a new IP and one of the biggest franchises of all time.
What new IP? Oh, we're talking about Splatoon now?
Splatoon is a new IP.
Okay, yes. Okay, we're going over.
And it's a huge franchise. That probably should.
Then you got Bloodborne on PlayStation 4, which is still 2 million worldwide. Compared that, that's a new IP compared to Splatoon 4 million on Wii U. It's amazing.
Understandable. That's understandable because
that's a little bit more. Bloodborne's kind of a.
I mean, if you guys have played Bloodborne,
it's an acquired taste.
That game, I'm surprised it sold 2 million on I'm surprised it sold 2 million on PS4 because the other games, like on PS3, did not do with a far bigger install base, get around that or under that. You know, Demon Souls, the Dark Souls 2, all that stuff. So the fact that Bloodborne got up to that high, considering the type of game it is not a game that's like, hey, it's not a Call of Duty type game.
That's great for that game. That's great.
That is amazing. I'm happy. I'm happy that there are 2 million people plus that said, yeah, we're gonna buy Bloodborne. I mean, I do like that.
I would believe a lot of those people traded that game in pretty quickly right after they bought it. I guarantee you, a lot of people.
Maybe.
Not what I thought it was gonna be.
The commercials definitely point. The commercials made the game seem like this was a hard game. Like it's not like they were. I don't know if they were trying to hide anything. I don't think they were trying to.
No. I don't mean that. I just mean there was a lot of hype from gamers talking about it.
Speaking of hype, the Order 1886 that sold less than 2 million. Also, maybe you can buy that for $10 now.
It should have sold 1 million.
It sold a lot once it got that discount to 29 and 30. When it got that discount to 29, that's when people said, okay, I'll pick it up. It's 29 now. But so. Okay, so let's get into one more question here, a question or two, then we'll wrap this one up. So this one's coming from, oh crap, I said done. Oops.
It's coming from all crap. Oh, man, poor guy.
Sorry about that.
It's coming from crap.
Oh man, I accidentally pressed the button. Oops.
Did you delete him?
No. I just pressed done on the question. Okay, well we'll find a new one. Let's see here. I don't see any other ones that we can answer. A lot of them are just like statements.
Kind of statements.
Yeah.
It's not statement and answer, guys.
Okay, here we go. Here's one for me. OJ, do you think we will get a new Chrono Trigger on NX? Unfortunately, no.
I really hope so.
I want it. and I will do something crazy if we ever do. But I really, really want it. But Square Enix, I've softened my stance on Square Enix because they've been making some good decisions lately. But I just don't think Chrono Trigger is coming to the. I think it would be a great idea if you make a handheld version and as a console version. I think that can do well in Japan. I think it warrants it. But I just have no confidence because it's been what? It's been what now? Since Chrono
20
Cross?
years?
It's been 20 plus. It's been more than 20 plus years. Chrono Cross came out, what, 99? Chrono Cross was 99 or 2000, something like that. So
Almost 20 years.
Final Fantasy VII is coming back in a kind of big way there. So
They should remake it
Never
and
say
start
never.
again.
oh my god, if they ever remade Chrono Cross with that type of graphics, because Final Fantasy VII remake looks, oh my god, I don't like what they're doing with the segmented parts, but I don't care.
But it
I
looks
have to play that.
Hey guys, and Final Fantasy VII is running on Unreal Engine 4. I'm just saying. Cloud.
Oh,
go.
Smash Brothers.
I would totally please.
I speculated that.
Yeah, I speculated too. I speculated as well.
And there's no reason why they wouldn't put it on there. I don't see why they wouldn't. It's easy money.
Put it on Xbox. Come
Dragon
on.
Quest 11, Unreal Engine 4.
Anything you put on Xbox, as far as the Eastern type games, the RPGs, that should definitely come to a Nintendo console. I mean, if you're gonna put it on Xbox, it should be on Nintendo.
Oh, definitely.
What, they put Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox?
13 is gonna be on Xbox.
15 and Kingdom Hearts was both on Xbox.
Kingdom Hearts as well.
And that's a Japanese company. That's not going to sell anything in Japan. There's no
Oh, yeah,
reason
they're
why
just-
they would put that on NX.
The only way I would think it's not coming to the next just because of like time constraints or just because they just couldn't get in a timely fashion because
Well, if it's an easy port, it could be a late port. If it's an easy port from
it could be a late port, but I mean then again you fall into the whole Wii type situation, a Wii U type situation. Like, do you want that again? I mean, I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be the case with a Kingdom Hearts or a Final Fantasy game. I don't think people will be.
Definitely not a Kingdom Hearts. I mean, if Kingdom Hearts came to Wii U, it's going to be like
It
Minecraft.
wouldn't matter. I don't think it would matter. Yeah.
It would be like Minecraft is right now for like Wii U. Like Minecraft is doing extremely well on Wii U.
Yeah.
It's selling at the top of the eShop charts every single week.
It's running the eShop. Yeah, it's running the eShop right now.
It's running the eShop right now. Minecraft is having no problem selling.
They should have brought
Wii U.
that out like 2 years ago. That's so dumb.
They should, but whatever. It's out there, and Wii U owners are buying it. I think that Kingdom Hearts would be that type of game.
Well, they've been trying. It's not like they haven't been trying for 2 years to get the thing. They just
I think
finally.
they've been trying. It's just Mojang has just been weird with Mojang's.
And then the purchase from Microsoft, they've been in turmoil, So
if it wasn't like that, and there's been some issues within Mojang because of how much money that company is worth, there's been some issues going on internally with Mojang, with their employees. So if that wasn't a problem, if Mojang just stayed independent and there was no Microsoft thing, I think that was going to happen because they talked about that years ago. Nintendo hinted at that a long time ago, years ago, that they were going to get Minecraft. I just think they just couldn't work out the specifics.
Just couldn't work it out, yeah.
Because Nintendo gave them some money for that.
And honestly, it doesn't matter. Right now, if you look at the sales, it doesn't really matter. It's out now, and it's doing really well. So
it's out now.
Congrats to them.
Yeah. And Nintendo did pay something for that, so it is what it is. So we're gonna do one more question here, and that is from Capable Tie 7. He says, if you could pick any 3 exclusives for your ideal NX launch, what would they be, and what do you think of my picks? Mine are Galaxy 3, Zelda U, and open world Pokemon. Those are some amazing picks.
Wow.
That's a dream. That's a dream.
Wow.
Lineup.
Yeah,
Wow.
for me, I got the same kind of thing. Zelda, Mario Galaxy 3, that rumored Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition, and there you go.
yeah, doesn't have to be Galaxy because Nintendo. There's not going to be a Galaxy 3. Just let that go. Galaxy is the Wii thing.
You don't think it's going to be? There's not going to be a Galaxy 3?
I think you might have elements of a Galaxy game in the next Mario.
I
But
thought
don't think it's gonna be-
Miyamoto said that he was interested in making a Galaxy 3, though.
That doesn't mean it's going to happen, though.
Miyamoto said that he's been interested in a lot of stuff that never happened.
Like F-Zero. I remember when he said that F-Zero needs some type
Right.
of new peripheral or
Right.
new type of, I'm like, Miyamoto, stop!
Stop, man! It's F-Zero.
Oh,
Give me.
yeah, just give us a game, please.
But yeah, I mean, whatever. 3D Mario. Yes. I would love another 3D Donkey Kong. That's just me. Not at launch though. That's too much platformer altogether. Too much 3D platforming. I had one. Bayonetta 3.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Oh, that's coming.
Yeah, that would be
I don't
my
know if it's
pick.
launch though. I think it's.
No,
Probably
oh
make
yeah,
launch.
not at launch, no.
Maybe launch window, maybe March 2017 or something. That would be great.
Oh man, I'm getting excited already for that one.
It's too good of a.
It's
core
too close.
concept. Yeah. Well, it's too good of a core concept to let go. Like you can't let that engine, what they have, like if they can, like you can't let that go to waste and just disappear. It's too good. The battle
to a perfection in Bayonetta 2.
It's nearly perfect. I think the core concept of the battle system is perfect. There's some things about the game that's not, but it's so minuscule. But that battle system is the best action.
You can't let that die. You can't let
that battle system just die.
I've never played a game like that before. It's amazing.
It's amazing. The way that you can string together. The thing is, they made it simpler from Bayonetta 1, yet more complex. They made it simpler to where you can do even more, but then they made the delay combos a lot better and easier to pull off, to where you can like delay and do something different. The timing, the sound that it makes when you know when to press the button after the delay, it's just perfect. Because in Bayonetta 1, it was kind of, I don't know, did you guys play Bayonetta 1?
Yeah.
Much? It was a little bit harder to pull off the delay, like where it has a little dot. It was a little bit harder to pull off those combos in that one. The timing was a little bit off. They tightened that up, and it's the perfection of action. They took what Devil May Cry did so well, and then they just said, Kamiya said, okay, what can we do to top this? And then the guy after, I think, is Kuroda, and the other guy said, hey, well, we can top the Bayonetta 1 battle system. We can even do this. So, I mean, you have to keep that going. You have to.
You have to.
You can't let that die.
I think that on Nintendo's controller, they need to have a way that you could control these games without you having to reposition your fingers on certain controls. So you can keep your thumbs in one place and your index fingers and your back fingers in one place and have all the same type of control into one
What
fluid.
are you talking about, dude? I have like what?
No, I just mean. I just mean that you have a controller where all your fingers don't have to change positions on certain types of games. Like, say when you're playing like Call of Duty or something, or a first-person shooter, you need to have your right thumb move from looking and then to changing weapons and pressing the jump button, things like that. If they can have a controller that has it all in one, where you don't have to move around and change positions on your hand, it can make it a much more comfortable experience. Just a thought.
Yeah.
I still don't know what you're talking about, but you know what? That's cool.
I get you on that.
Okay, so
Mr. T got me.
I have one more. I got one more.
Okay.
Kid Icarus.
Yes.
Kid Icarus Uprising is a console game. Put it back on the console. That would be my third launch title.
I would love a Kid Icarus game. I would love a full-blown Kid Icarus game. Obviously, Nintendo's thinking about budgets and stuff as well. So it would be tough to get these type of games at launch, but I think like just a dream lineup, it would be
we're saying dream, so that's the dream.
So it would be obviously a Pokemon RPG, huge whatever game is well overdue. Like, I mean, we got a fighting game, which is fine, but like, come on, like we need a Pokemon.
Would be amazing.
Yeah, we need a 3D Mario game. Kid Icarus game would be nice. I do think I would love to see some type of big open world or action RPG type game on the Wii U. I don't care what. Bring back Raven Blade. I don't know. Make a new IP as a big open world action game, like something like what's the game? What's the game that EA makes? Dragon Quest or not Dragon Quest? Dragon Age.
Dragon Age.
Dragon Age Inquisition, like Nintendo's version of Dragon Age Inquisition on the Wii U, a new IP. I would like to see something like that, or Nintendo's version of Mass Effect. Not exactly like it, but their take on what they would do for that type of game, like a third-person action RPG shooter, something like that. I would like to see what, because like we saw Nintendo's take on a shooter, Splatoon. Look at how innovative that is. What can Nintendo do with a game like Mass Effect? What would be their take on that type of genre? So
I think they're on the right track with Xenoblade, Chronicles X.
Yes.
They could adjust that type of game into the way you're talking about in the
future.
future.
Xenoblade, you can do like a I don't know how to say side game with make it seem smaller, but just like in that world, you can use that world and give just a Mass Effect type of game.
Oh yeah, definitely. It already is. It already does have a Mass. I mean, they've already said it. A lot of their influence was inspired by Western type games. They said. They said Bethesda to be Pacific. But yeah, it is very. Without all the bugs, but they do respect the craftsmanship. I mean, but Xenoblade Chronicles X has nowhere near as many moving parts as a Bethesda game, which is
I guess to its strength and to its detriment. Or to
Well,
its
they're very
strength.
different type of games. So.
Yeah, very different type of games, but like you don't risk the chance of the bugs with doing what Bethesda does. Where you can pick up a coffee mug. I don't know if you need to be able to like. There's no reason to need to be able to pick up a coffee mug and plates. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to eat. You don't have to necessarily eat off of those in those games. So I don't understand why Bethesda goes through the paint to make all those things to be able to pick up, and which can cause more issues. But anyway. Yeah,
well, X was my game of the year too, just like you. That game is just fantastic. I haven't beat the game yet. I'm on the final boss. I don't want to beat the game. I just want to keep doing the side missions.
Yeah, I beat it very quickly. Then went into a binge of Breaking Bad. But yeah, it's,
I'm having fun just taking my time with it.
Take your time. Oh, take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time. No, there's no rush. I'm gonna be playing that game for a long time. So, yeah. All right. So. I think that wraps it up. I think we've said it. I think we've said everything. I've exhausted these guys' time. I said an hour and a half. It's been 2 hours plus. So I think that's that. So I will let you guys do your outros, and we will skedat. I want to thank everyone for coming out to this podcast. And anybody who got that DLC code, enjoy. I will be having more. I will try to be doing, now that I got my own place, guys, and I don't get noise complaints, I will be doing podcasts more regularly, whether it's by myself or with Super Metal Dave or with the guys, the PE Network guys like Mizzah Tee, Jimmy Butterworth, Terminator. We will be getting more podcasts done, so look forward to that. I want to appreciate everybody that came out here. We had at one point 80-something people watching. You know, we had nearly 80 at this point, so
that's
pretty
good.
Yeah, that's good. A lot better than what I usually get. I usually get around 30 to 40, 50 at max. So we had around 80 people watching, so that's good. I want to appreciate it. And there's going to be a ton more people that watch it later. If you guys want Mizzah Tee and Dave, you guys can upload. If you want to, you can upload it to your channel. I don't care. It's up to you. So yeah, that basically wraps it up for this one. Mizzah Tee, want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Mizzah Tee.
The Mizzah Tee Show. Mizzah Tee on YouTube. You can hit me up on Facebook and Twitter, at Mizzah Tee. So, had a great time. Glad I had time to do this. Like I said, I've been really busy. I'm in the middle of shooting a movie right now.
What movie is it?
No, doing a lot. Can't tell you right now.
NDA?
No, it's my own feature I'm working on.
Oh, man.
I just did a cool little shoot at a comedy club for Lenny Clark. I don't know if you know that comedian. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was on Rescue Me, and
Cool.
he was in
awesome.
Something About Mary. He was the fireman from Something About Mary.
Shout outs to Lenny Clark.
Yeah, shout out to Lenny Clark. He's hilarious. He's a great guy. He's a real cool guy.
Are you a salesman? Something about Mary. Nice.
But yeah, so I've been real busy. Videos are going to be coming this week, so I haven't made a video in like 6 or 7 days. So, but yeah.
Yeah, you do, man.
Thanks for having me on. Been a pleasure. And play Nintendo fools.
Hey, Mr. T, I want to see that doll come back. Hey, I haven't seen that doll that much.
It's been a while.
Where's the doll?
I've been busy, so I
Break out that doll.
had to throw out the quicker videos, without them. So
That's true.
you'll be back. You'll be back.
Okay, yeah, 'cause there's been something that I've been missing. Your videos they've all been good. I like the Metroid video and all that. Like everyone's been good, but there's something missing. I'm like, and then now that's
You've been missing Mizzah Tee fools. That's all.
Yeah, I've been missing the Mizzah Tee, the real Mizzah Tee. The real guy that comes out. So I mean, you're not the real Mizzah Tee. You're not the
little plastic one. That's what you miss.
Yeah, I'm missing the doll. But he for a while. I was like, dude, that's a real character. Like that's there's no
Mr. T, I want to
character in the beginning, a complete character. So
yeah.
Mr. T, I want to say I really liked that one video you did on the Wii U the features. So you explained it way better than Nintendo did, man.
The Wii U Advantage, that one?
Exactly, yeah. You did a great job on that.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, man. I'm glad you
That
liked
was awesome.
Well, Nintendo needs to learn how to make games. Well, whatever.
They should have hired me. I put in my application when they looking for video consulting and all that stuff. So, but I didn't hear back from them.
They always have job openings, so you can.
They do. I'm always hitting them up. So.
Yeah, you can always try. It's hard to get a job at Nintendo, though.
There's thousands of people that want that one job. So I understand.
Yeah. So, Super Metal Dave, I want to thank you for coming on, and you want to go ahead and let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube on Super Metal Dave 64 channel, hey, and then nintendogen.com is my website. If you want to see all the rumors I posted last week in printed form, which is if you want to explain it better, just look at the printed page. And on Twitter, smetal-dave64.
Yeah, definitely hit these guys up on Twitter. Make sure you follow them. A lot of times, like they'll whenever they like a video, you'll see it on Twitter. So it's just a better way to network, to network other videos that they're watching that they like, and for you to get to know other people who do this stuff, because YouTube, it's tough. It's tough to get people to watch your content. It's tough to get people to like your content, to subscribe and all that. And the more the smaller guys we network and we work together, because the big YouTubers, they just eat up all
you there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Am I there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just doing a good job of making sure you follow these guys and subscribe to their channels, please. Definitely subscribe. If you're subscribed to me, you're gonna like their content as well. So that wraps it up for this one. I'm OJ, Francis, whatever you want to call me, either one. And shout outs to the Los Angeles Rams moving back home.
LA Rams.
Yeah, baby, we got
Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning gonna be the quarterback. Peyton Manning.
He take his old home and retire. He's retired.
I'm selfish
because I live an hour away from Los Angeles. I live in a really hot, arid town that has really cheap housing because Los Angeles is way too expensive. So shout outs to Los Angeles Rams. They're in the same division as the Niners, so I will be giving you guys some live coverage from Niner games when the Niners go there to Los Angeles and stomp those Rams. But I'm thinking about getting a hat that has a split between a San Francisco emblem and a Rams emblem. I'm thinking because I've got it because I'm originally from Los Angeles. I'm originally from Los Angeles, so I gotta rep the Rams a little bit. They're coming back home. I'm so happy.
You're torn, yeah.
I'm a little torn. I'm a little torn because I don't love Los Angeles. Yeah, I don't love Los Angeles, the city. That city is stupid unless you have a lot of money. It's a really stupid city, and it's a lot of crime. But I can't just forget that I was born in.
I love my Jets and I love my Giants, so you can have them both.
Yeah, I can't forget that I was born in Los Angeles, though. I cannot forget that, so I gotta rep them somewhat. So shout outs to Los Angeles Rams coming back home. Look forward to that. So that's going to be awesome. So that basically wraps it up for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for Mizzah Tee and for Super Metal Dave coming out. And we will see you guys for the next podcast. Oh, and check out PlayerEssence.com. I'll be having news going up whenever I feel like putting up news. There'll be news this weekend. There's always news during the week. I schedule it so you guys get news stories every single hour. But there will be news articles on the weekend too.
Feels like it. How very black of you to say.
Nice.
On the weekends, bro. I'm on the weekends, bro.
That's right, Mizzah Tee perpetuating stereotypes.
I'm very consistent during the week, though. You get that one article. You get that one article at least, within every hour. Sometimes every hour and a half. I'm very consistent throughout the week because there's more news, but the weekends it just kind of like dries up, So it is what it is.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. People got families.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you for the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Thanks. See you later.